Hey, what's up, Charlie? How's it going? How's it going? Double tap on that screen, share it with your friends. All those good things are what you should be doing. Those are the expectations. What's up? How's it going, Chuck? What's up, Will? How's it going, Rosie? Let's go, indeed. How's it going, Petus? What's up, Clipazine? How's it going, everyone? How's it going? Hope y'all are doing well. Happy Friday. It's Friday. Steph, thank you so much. Appreciate that. What's up, Leah? How's it going? My day's pretty good so far. I just got off work. Happy Friday to all of you as well. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hey, but how's it going? How are all of you? You just keep on double tapping on that screen. Let's get this live in front of as many people as we possibly can. Let's try to get to 5K likes. So just keep on tapping away at that screen. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older and that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, and you have an argument for the existence of God, which does not involve personal experience. Daniel, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Hail, Daniel. Hail 666. Hail Satan. I appreciate that, Daniel. Big W Daniel in the comments section. If anybody else wants to support the stream, the Venmo's allegedly -Ian and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both are in my bio as we go to the very first guest. But just keep on double tapping. Skinsley, thank you so much. And TR, thank you for the roses. I noticed that. And I appreciate that. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hello.
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, and what religion?
I'm a Baptist.
Yeah, so what's your strongest argument for the existence of God, which does not involve personal experience?
Well, I can't really prove that God really exists, but I mean, I guess one of my things that I think that Jesus is real is like there's like historic places that like non-Christian people use.
Yeah,
I forgot the name though. I'm not really sure.
I think Jesus is a real person. I don't think he was the Son of God. So I just need the evidence that he's the Son of God.
The Son of God?
Yeah. Why should I believe that Jesus is the Son of God?
Well, I'm not really sure, honestly, because, you know, I might low-key agree with you. I mean, I can't really, prove that he's a Son of God.
That wouldn't be very Baptist of you if you agreed with me.
Yeah.
That would be pretty blasphemous, is what that would be.
No, yeah, for sure. I've been like watching your lives, and you've been kind of like, make me more open-minded to kind of.
Hey, well, I appreciate that.
No, yeah, for sure.
Do you have anything for me, or should I move on to another guest?
No, you can move on to the next guest. But one more thing I wanted to know, like, if you're gonna do the other topics again, like if. Like, why is being lesbian wrong or whatever?
Yeah, I do that. I just do that one on occasion. This is my main topic, but yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, you can move on to the next guest, but yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, appreciate it.
No problem. Bye.
Yep. All right. Bye-bye. Again, if you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older, that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, and that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience. Gabe, thank you so much. Appreciate that. As we go to the very next guest, let's see. What's up, husband?
You going to hell, bro. Straight up.
Oh, well, yeah, unfortunately, hell's not a real place, but you do have to be 18 or older in order to join. That is like the stipulation. How do you feel about Mormons? I don't know. They're all right. I don't really have any strong feelings. What's up? Hey, how's it going? How old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, and what religion? Amir, thank you so much.
I just wonder how you think you were born.
Oh, I came from my parents.
But where did they come from?
Their parents.
Bro, no, like I'm being genuine. Like I'm really.
Do you want to? So I think that humans came about via evolution.
Evolution, like how did that come about?
But like, how did evolution start?
Yeah.
Oh, well, all the evidence that we currently have points towards abiogenesis, that the conditions on Earth were right for the formation of the very first life forms out of inorganic molecules.
So you believe in like the Milky Way?
I think you're a bit confused. I do believe in the Milky Way, but that's not really what I was describing just now.
No, I know, but like you believe in the Milky Way.
Yeah, I believe in the Milky Way.
That's what that must have stemmed from, right?
No, it came from things on Earth. It came from like chemicals on Earth. So there was like this primordial soup, and there was like perfect conditions for the formation of very specific life forms. Not perfect, but like permissible conditions, rather.
Just turn to Jesus
Yeehaw!
Christ.
Thank you so
That's
much,
all I
Leah.
gotta say.
Wait,
I
do you
gotta
have?
do better too. I'm just saying, turn to Jesus
Oh,
Christ. He
and
loves
why
you.
would I do that?
Because he loves you.
Oh, but I don't think that Jesus is the Son of God, though. So do you have any evidence that Jesus is the Son of God? Or are you running away? You got to be on the app for me to hear you. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know this. Okay, that's fine. I'll just go on to the next one. All right. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older, that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, and that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience. What's up, T? How's it going?
What's up, man?
Yeah, how old are you?
More to ask to try to understand your perspective. Why do you think it isn't real?
Depends which God. What religion are you?
Any, we just the superior force, or the universe, or whatever name.
Well, I only discuss like specific gods, so you're gonna need to give me a specific god.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not. I was not trying to go for a specific God because I agree.
I'm only looking to discuss with people who believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran. I'm so sorry, but only request up if you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran. If you don't do that, I'm not going to talk to you. What's up, Blakely? How's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. How's it going? How old are you?
I'm 18. I just wanted to. So I think this analogy
Wait, how
kind of puts
bad
it
is
in a
the
good
delay?
perspective.
Wait, this delay is horrendous. I'm so sorry, but the delay is like just horrific. I apologize. Yeah. I just need like better connectivity. What's up? How's it going, Yummy?
I'm stroking my dick right now. I got lotion on my dick right now.
That's weird.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
weird.
stroking it to you.
Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. Don't do that. That's strange. How's it going, Holy?
Good. How are you today?
Doing well. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Yeah, and what religion?
I'm a Christian.
Okay, so what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
The strongest existence of God that doesn't involve personal experience. Well, that's a tough one now because it is a personal experience.
I'm not really interested in like personal anecdotes, but if you have an argument, I'd love to discuss arguments.
Sure. Well, your claim is that God isn't real. What evidence, what's your strongest evidence to say that there isn't?
Okay, do you think God's perfect?
Do I think God's perfect?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so if God exists, he's perfect, and if he's perfect, then he would have made the earth perfect. But the earth isn't perfect. It has things like natural disasters. Amir, thank you so much for the year. We appreciate that. The strongest evidence for the non-existence of God, in my opinion, is the existence of things like natural disasters and other things that make the environment we live in inhospitable.
Let's not even have the argument about Christian God. Just talk about a God in general. Your claim is that God isn't real whatsoever. What evidence do you have to say that there is no God whatsoever?
Yeah, I just gave it to you. Yeah, it's the problem of evil. That's going to be true of any God that's considered perfect. It's very common to consider your God perfect. So if you consider your God perfect, that's the evidence that God's not real.
Okay, so that God's not real.
Okay, but do you have any, because you're a Christian, do you have any like pushback to that?
Well, yeah, but because I can't claim that, I can't say to you that God is real for sure 100%, just like you can't say to me that God isn't real 100% for sure. So by having that claim saying God isn't real makes me ask, like, how can you make that claim?
It just depends on what we mean by God. So when I say God, what I mean is a being who is all-knowing, all-good, and all-powerful, an immaterial mind who is the cause of all things in the universe. That's what I mean when I say God. So if you believe in something other than that,
he's not. How can you prove that he's not a God?
Just because this God would be perfect, and
why
we would
does he
expect,
have to be perfect?
Because that's one of the core characteristics of God.
That's the core characteristic of a Christian God.
Of most gods. It's called like perfect being.
Why can't
theists.
there be a higher being that? Why can't there be a higher being that created everything that there is?
Oh, so I could just say that the universe itself couldn't be created because time can't be created.
Well, how do you get something from nothing?
I don't think that there was ever nothing.
how can you get something from nothing?
I don't think there was ever nothing.
Well, you have to have a cause. This happened because this happened.
Yeah, and then there's just going to be an infinite chain of causes. There's not a first cause.
That sounds silly to me. There has to be a
It
first
sounds
cause.
completely reasonable to me. I think it sounds silly to say that, well, one day God said abracadabra and then everything appeared.
Yeah, but you can't just say to yourself that something can just happen because it happens, right? There's no basis for that. You're just saying that there was an endless amount of time and there didn't need to be any because it just is. It is. All I understand is that it is. It sounds like you're not questioning what started it.
There isn't a start to it. You're not understanding it. You keep on trying to conceptualize it as having like a first moment. I reject this. There is no first moment. It just goes back infinitely.
How can I put this? Let's say we don't know why we're here. All of us, right? We all have our opinions of why we think we're here, but none of us have a 100% evidential proof that we understand why we exist. Do you think that that's true?
Depends what you mean by that. If you're asking this in like an existentialist sense, then I think that like purpose is a thing that we create for ourselves. If you're asking this in like a physicist, biologist sense, then I think we do have like pretty compelling biologist explanations for these things. I don't know. It really depends on what sense you're talking about.
Yeah, like I don't know how consciousness can exist whatsoever.
The brain is how consciousness exists.
Yeah. And what caused the brain?
Evolution.
And what caused evolution?
It's just a logical process. Insofar, all evolution is that the things that are going to be good at survival and reproduction are going to be more likely to survive and reproduce. It's just going to be based on like laws of statistics.
If I were to go down, I could go down that trail with you and do the whole like we started as fish and evolved all the way up to here where we had the same 98.9 whatever percent DNA that the monkeys have and all that.
Chimpanzees,
but there's still one thing
monkeys,
that's always missing from all of these science claims. That
what's the thing missing from all these science claims? They
don't know what was first, man. They just keep on saying that it happened because of this, but they can't get to they can't say what was first. We don't know, man. We don't know why we're here.
Oh yeah, but we have like lots of evidence to suggest specific models of the universe. The fact that dark energy is getting weaker right now indicates that the universe goes through infinite cycles of big bounces and big crunches. So the universe has always just been rapidly expanding and then rapidly contracting.
You can go far, man.
For all of existence.
Like what you're saying, I agree. I hear you. You can go far, and they have science to say that maybe the Big Bang is what caused it all. You can say, you can't say how something began,
I don't think there was a beginning. That's what you're not understanding. There was no beginning.
I can't understand.
I guess I'll just ask you, where do you think everything came from? Where do you think time came from?
I got to tell you, I mean, I can't prove to you for sure where it comes from.
I just want to. You don't need to prove it. I just need to know where you think it came from.
I think my best guess at it is God of the Bible. Jesus Christ is the Lord.
Yeah. So the problem with this is going to be that time can't be created, and I can demonstrate that to you pretty easily. Do you agree that creation is a change of states?
A change of states? What do you mean exactly by that?
Yeah, like there's like reality changes when something is created, that we go from, in the sense of time, we would go from the state where time does not exist to the state where time does exist.
I believe so.
Yeah. Do you agree that a change of states requires a sequence of states, that there's some order to it?
Okay.
Yeah. And do you agree that a sequence of states is time?
Okay.
Yeah, so then in order to create something, we must have time as being existent. So time itself cannot be created, because in order to create, you would need time. But if you haven't created time yet, then time doesn't exist, which means you can't create anything.
Yeah, I see the point there. But God is outside of time.
Yeah, but what he would need to be outside of is logic. Him being outside of time doesn't help. You would still need time to exist in reality. Even if you're outside of it, it still needs to exist in order for you to make these things in the first place.
Which goes back to the same question that I was asking: what came first?
Yeah, no. So I'm
how
explaining
is
to
God
you.
the
I'm
Father
explaining to
created?
you why it's. I'm explaining to you why it's not God.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I still can't. I still don't think that proves that it's not, though. Unfortunately,
It does. So okay, wait. Because so the argument, and it deductively does. Do you agree that time can't be created, or do we need to walk through the argument again?
time can't be created because you have to have had time to create time. Is basically your argument, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So do you agree or disagree?
I can't say for sure because God is outside of that realm. He's outside of that.
I think you're just not listening. It doesn't matter if God's outside of time. That doesn't help you.
We're thinking like a man.
Oh, okay. We can just switch all the premises
according to what we know and understand of things. But
we can switch all the premises to be in terms of God. So to God, is creation a change of states?
Maybe because he does say he created the beginning and the end. So maybe the time did begin when he.
That's not an answer to the question.
Because he already knows.
I'm just asking you, from God's perspective, is creation a change of states?
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think it's a good one. It's not a great one.
You can't give a single critique of it.
Well, I like I said that I can say that can God, someone who's all powerful and all knowing, be outside of of creating something that's before time? Maybe he is time. Maybe God is.
Oh, then you also think that the universe has no beginning. If God is time and all the universe is space-time, then that means that if time always existed, then so too space always existed, which means the universe always existed.
Yeah.
So in both your and my view, we think that the universe has always existed. It's just that you think that God is also there. So you don't believe in like a first moment either.
What do you believe exactly? So you believe that that something happened. Do you agree that you don't know what happened? Or do you believe that you do know what happened first?
There was no first.
There was no. Okay, so your answer is there was no first. So you believe that you can have a cause without an action.
What? You have a cause.
There has
I'm
to
just
be
not
a
sure what that
cause
means.
for something to happen, right? Like this happened and this caused this.
Yeah, I just think that there's an infinite chain of causes.
You're just saying this happened without any cause whatsoever.
No, I think that there's just an infinite chain of causes.
Yeah, but you're still missing what the first cause is that started the chain.
There is no first cause. There's what's the lowest number?
The zero.
Including like negative numbers. What's the lowest number? Adam, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
I don't know what the lowest number is. Lowest infinity, man.
Infinity's not a number.
The beginning of the existence has to have something that started it. I just can't wrap my mind around it in any other way.
Well, okay, I'll just keep on asking you. What's the lowest number?
I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, man. Zillion?
There is none. There's no lowest number. You can go back infinitely far into the negative numbers and you will never reach a lowest number. Similarly, I think you can go back infinitely far in time and you will never reach a first moment.
Mama. Have you ever had something happen to you that didn't have any because to it? Can you think of anything?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I stub my toe sometimes. I don't know what the.
I don't know. Like say you're staring in a room and you stared at a white wall, and a picture just appeared on the wall for no reason at all. All right.
That certainly never happened to me.
Yeah, it certainly has never happened to me either. I've never seen anything just happen for out of nowhere. Like someone had to get up there and put it on, right? Like there was. Yeah,
I don't think it came out of nowhere. I just think that there was always a picture on the wall.
Well, if it just happened, right? If you're just staring there and all of a sudden it just appeared, you would have no explanation of why it's there.
It didn't just appear. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's this room which has existed forever, and then on this room, it's not like there's like a painting that poofs into existence. It's like there's a painting that's also always been there.
I don't know. Maybe you just need someone else to come in here and have this argument, because I don't know if we're going in circles on it, but.
All right, well, appreciate coming on up here. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get all the way up to 30K likes. If you are in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older, you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, that you have an argument for the existence of God, which does not involve personal experience. If you want to support the stream, the Venmo's allegedly-Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian, but make sure you're dropping a follow so you never miss these debates in the future. And if you want to join the community, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. Only join if you're 18 or older, but it's a great place to meet new people. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeehaw. Thank you so much, Lil. Doing well. How old are you?
I'm 19.
And what religion?
Christianity.
Okay. So what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Yeah. For me personally, it's the design of the universe. I personally believe that it's much more likely that there's a creator of this universe rather than something exploded or collided, I don't know, and made a near perfect universe, and then this near perfect solar system, near perfect Earth. Like, I believe it's much more likely that there was a creator rather than just by some random chance.
Yeah, I would reject that this is like a perfect universe. Could you tell me what the perfection and like natural disasters is?
Yeah, I agree that it's not completely perfect, but I think it's near perfect.
So if it was designed by a perfect God, why wouldn't it be perfect?
Yeah, because people rejected God. Like, God wanted to help, but they kept rejecting him over and over again, and then he's like, well, I guess if they don't want my help, then I guess I'll limit my power. And once he limited his power, lots of chaos erupted.
That's not true, because we know that all these natural disasters happened well before humans existed. We know about things like volcanic activity and earthquakes causing Pangea to split apart. So all these natural disasters existed well before humans existed, which means that humans can't possibly account for natural disasters.
Well, no, I'm saying like before we existed. I'm saying that was what happened. Like, you know,
you
what
talked
I'm
about
saying?
people.
I'm not sure if you know.
How
what
were
I'm
there
saying.
people before there were people?
In heaven?
Wait, so you think that there was like all these people in heaven, and then they disobeyed God, and then God like caused earthquakes? Like, I'm confused what the story is.
Well, no, like they just rejected him, like, and so God finally listened. He was like, okay, I guess I'll listen to them.
Where's the proof that any of this happened?
In the Bible, in Genesis.
Oh, okay. So what's the proof that the Bible is true?
Because of the historical evidence.
Gotcha. Which historical evidence?
First off, I mean, you got Noah's Ark.
Okay.
In Turkey, I think it was Turkey, I'm not completely sure, but they did a sonar detection thing or whatever they're called, and they saw something very similar to Noah's Ark, at least.
No, they didn't. They found, the Noah's Ark that they found an indent on a mountain that's like vaguely cubical. That's not Noah's Ark. That's nothing. So, but I have a question for you about the flood. So, if you think the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
I don't know. It's never mentioned in the Bible, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so if the flood happened, how did we get trees?
What do you mean?
Yeah, because if you put a tree under, I don't know, like miles of water, it dies.
Yeah.
So how would we have any trees
Trees of what? That?
Yeah, how would we have any trees if the flood happened?
Well, I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay. So these are two pieces of data which make perfect sense if the flood didn't happen, but make no sense whatsoever if it did.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like the hypothesis that the flood didn't happen is like way more supported than the hypothesis that the flood did happen.
Well, I don't I mean, obviously, the Bible doesn't include everything. Like, it doesn't just include everything. It includes what God wanted us to hear, not like everything about every detail about how it happened.
Yeah, but there's no explanation that would make sense for how the kangaroos got to Australia. It's not like they can get past that amount of water, and we know that kangaroos actually existed there well before.
Yeah.
So that's just not the case.
Well, I don't know how it happened. It doesn't explain it in the Bible how it happened, but I'm sure it happened.
Okay, you just have no evidence for it.
Not completely, no, but you don't have evidence.
So what's your evidence that the Bible is true?
Again, the historical evidence and the, what's the word? Honestly, I'm not a very good debater, to be honest, so I can't
That's
think of
okay.
a word.
Do you have any more historical evidence?
Yeah, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so what does that mean that Jesus Christ is God?
It's the Son of God.
Oh yeah, wait. You don't think Jesus Christ is God?
It's God in human form, or his son. I mean, you can refer to him.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, as long as you think he's God. Otherwise, that's blasphemy.
Mm-hmm. Well,
okay. So what's your evidence that Jesus Christ is the Son of God?
Because, well, what do you mean? Repeat that, sorry.
Yeah, so you say the crucifixion. I agree he was crucified, that actually happened. I just have no reason to think that he, like, resurrected or that there was anything, like, fishy about that.
Well, because there is tons of, like, people who experienced it, like, they saw it firsthand. Like, that's why the Bible's a thing. Like, they wrote down what they experienced and what happened.
And where can I read this firsthand experience?
Somewhere in the New Testament. Couldn't really tell you where, to be honest.
Gotcha. Can you tell me why my power strip isn't working?
Huh? What do you mean? What?
My power strip, I just can't get it to work. Do you know why?
Because it's not plugged into an outlet.
Yeah, it's plugged into itself. I would need to, in order to get power to this power strip, I would need to plug it into something other than itself. Similarly, in order to establish that the Bible is true, you need to cite something other than the Bible as your evidence for it. Otherwise, you're just saying that the Bible is true because the Bible is true.
I don't really feel like that's a good or fair comparison. Like, it doesn't really correlate, I feel like, to what I'm personally saying.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that it's so Jesus is the Son of God. The Bible is true because Jesus is the Son of God, and we know that that's the case because of the resurrection, which of course happened because all the eyewitness testimony in the Bible is true, and it's true because the Bible is true. So in order for me to accept the conclusion that the Bible is true, I would first need to believe the proposition that the Bible is true. It's just one big circular argument.
Yeah. Like, you need to read the Bible thoroughly, read the firsthand witnesses of what they experienced, and, like, read it for yourself, like, see what they said, and yeah.
It being circular is a bad thing, to be clear. That means that it's like a faulty argument. Another example of a circular argument would be if I said, well, God doesn't exist because God doesn't exist. That would just be presupposing my conclusion. That's not a good argument. There's no way that you would accept the argument that God doesn't exist because God doesn't exist, unless, of course, you already believe that God doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Similarly, I can't accept that the Bible is true by the argument that you're presenting, unless, of course, you give me, unless, of course, I already believe that the Bible is true, and I don't.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying, like, what I said before, my main point was the design of the universe. My main point wasn't the Bible.
Yeah, well, so here's how we got to the Bible, because I asked you, if the universe is perfect, why do we have like natural disasters? You said the fall of man, the Adam and Eve story. I asked for the evidence that the Adam and Eve story happened, which brought us to the Bible. I asked you for evidence of the Bible, and the only evidence of the Bible that you could provide me was the Bible itself. That's not evidence.
Well, the Bible, I mean, it's the best evidence for what happened. Like, maybe it's not completely true, but it's the best evidence for what, whatever the word is.
I just have no reason to believe any of it, and it's like super contradictory. For example, in the Gospels, they contradict each other on the day that Jesus was executed. Do you think that he was executed on the preparation day for Passover, like it says in Mark, or do you think he was executed on Passover itself, which is claimed by, or no, that's claimed by John. Preparation day is claimed by John. Passover itself is claimed by Mark, Matthew, and Luke. Sorry, I got it mixed up there.
Yeah, it's not, honestly, I'm not a complete master of the Bible. Like, I don't study it all that much, but
Mister, thank you so much. That's so cool. Love the couch potato. W Mister in the comment section.
yeah, love that guy. But anyways, I feel like you really have to read it more to like learn that it's not a contradiction. Like, I've seen videos about what people say are contradictions, and you do more into it and they're not, but I honestly couldn't remember. Like, I'm not good at remembering stuff when I'm debating.
That's okay. Well, do you got anything else for me, or should I move on to the next guest?
I don't think so, no.
All right. Well, appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming on up. Yeehaw! Thank you so much, Mister. Appreciate that. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience, and that you're 18 or older. If you keep on double tapping on that screen, let's get all the way up to 45K likes. We made it all the way up to 25. That's pretty chill, but make sure you're dropping a follow as well. If you want to support the stream, the Venmo's allegedly -Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both of them are in my bio, and I do appreciate any and all support, of course, as always. If you're 18 or older and you want to join the community, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. I would love to see you there. What's up? How's it going?
Hi. So, hello.
Wait, how old are you?
I just wanted to say, I'm 22.
Wait, how old are you?
I was born in 02.
Okay, yeah. Chill.
Okay.
But what religion?
I'm spiritual, but I grew up Catholic.
Okay. I'm really looking to debate people who believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, but I do appreciate you coming on up here. So if you're in that guest request box, only request to join if you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran. What's up? How's it going?
Going good, man.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 19.
And what religion?
Christian.
Oh,
Christian.
okay. So what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Well, if God wasn't real, how would this world be a thing? Because if Adam and Eve were never made by God, we would not be here. Adam and Eve started the human race.
I don't accept that. No, we came about via a process of evolution.
What does that mean?
So the things that are good at surviving and reproducing survived and reproduced. This process was aided by the fact that there are genetic mutations that cause different traits. There's like variants in our genetics that certain mutations cause certain traits, and these traits can either be helpful, make it more likely for you to survive, have no effect on your survival, or be detrimental to your survival. And at that point, it's just statistics. The things that are going to be good for survival are going to survive and reproduce, and then these traits are going to get passed down and make the next generation, on average, fitter.
Right, but how were we even made if Adam and Eve weren't a thing?
We weren't made, we evolved.
From what?
A lot of things. We evolved over billions of years. Do you want are you asking about the first thing that we evolved from?
Well, we had to start from somewhere.
Yeah, so the evidence suggests right now that the first thing was a single-celled organism that came about via a process of abiogenesis. Okay, I accept your surrender. Folded like a chair, scrambled like an omelet, reformatted like a hard drive. Get your ankles absolutely shattered. You will never debate again. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, that you're 18 or older, and that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience. What's up, Jacob? How's it going? Yeehaw! Thank you so much, 90 Kid.
I'm just curious why you don't believe. I mean, there's so much like just nature around you, man. Like, I mean, there's proof everywhere, you know? Like, you go throughout the day and, like, you know, you either impact in a negative way or a positive way, you know? And, like, there's just, you know, a lot of just evidence, too, as far as you said the Bible's not, and there's no evidence about the Bible. There is, man. Like,
wait, could I just, so what's the evidence that the Bible is true?
You know, you look at like the Muslims. They believe in. They believe.
I don't believe in that book either.
Too.
Well, I think he's a real person. Cyber, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo for Ian's debate hiking boot funds. Thank you so much.
He was a real man.
W Cyber in the comment section. I appreciate that. I think Jesus was a a real person. I don't think he was the son of God. I don't think he was like supernatural.
That's your opinion, and that's crazy. It's just there is a master at the end of the day. There is a master to this universe.
Wait, let's just slow down there. What's your evidence that the Bible is true?
I mean, it doesn't really matter what I believe in, and it doesn't matter what.
I know what you believe in. I want your evidence.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Like the people who read the Bible.
I'm saying the Bible itself is its own evidence.
Gotcha.
Okay, but the Bible is a known document. It has been a proven document, and it has been. Even historians know that the Bible is it's a document dated from ages back, man. It's not like, you know.
Could you tell me why my power strip isn't working?
And people have always knowing that Jesus is the truth, man.
I can't get my power strip to work. Do you have any idea why?
It doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter what I believe in.
That's fine. We'll just run it.
When we die, we're gonna
hold on. Don't pivot. We got a pivoting Perry over here. Let's just stick in one place. I'm not really interested in the pivoting. I'm not really interested in the pivoting. Let's just stick to the argument.
I will pray for you,
Wait, I don't really care about any of that, but what I'm interested in is the argument. Let's wait. Don't run. Don't run. Jacob, don't run.
There's something bigger than us, man.
Jacob. Wait, do you think hell is a real place?
It hurts me to think that you don't believe in anything.
We got a preaching Priscilla over here. Do you think? Wait, Jacob, you're like short circuiting right now. Just stick on one point at the time. We're talking about the evidence for the Bible, and you had no evidence, so you just started like short circuiting and preaching.
It hurts me, brother.
We're not interested in the crying. You're on the verge of tears right now. I used to be just like you, and then I learned a little bit more about logic.
Okay, well. Not everything's logical. This world.
So your God is illogical. Perfect.
This world is such a mystery.
So Jacob, you think your God is illogical? If it's not logical, then it's illogical. Perfect.
I really don't. The world is gonna keep spinning the way it is, and my heart just pains for you, man, because like God loves you. God loves you so much.
Don't cry. That's so sad. Don't cry.
Bro, I'm not even the emotional type, but like. It just hurts me to think that there's a lot of people like you that think this way, and like God is gonna come back, and you guys are gonna be sorry, man. You guys are gonna be sorry. It's okay. It's okay. You can laugh at me all you want, but
I would never.
God loves you guys.
I would never
God
do
loves you
that.
so much, and he's waiting for you guys to come back to him. Okay? I used to be just like you. I have demons in my life that have haunted me for years. Okay, and nothing in this world is gonna satisfy you. I used to have hundreds of thousands of dollars. That never satisfied me. I used to have I used to have a lot of girls on my dick, bro. That never satisfied me. Nothing satisfied me in this fucking world, bro. Except for God. God will come back, bro.
I bet God gives incredible head.
All right, I love you guys, man. I just hope you guys repent. Okay, I don't care what you guys say about me because I know that God is the real truth. I don't care. I hope you change your mind, brother. I hope you change your mind, brother, because God.
Cyber, thank you so much for the $10 on a Venmo. Huge W, Cyber. I appreciate that. Will, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. W Will, W666, Hail 666, Hail Satan. I appreciate that. Big W Will in the comment section. Damn. That was crazy. I can't believe he actually started crying. That was insane. Yeah, I bet God is pretty satisfying. If he's like a perfect being, I bet he probably gives like perfect head. But make sure you're double tapping on that screen. Let's get all the way up to 50k likes. I bet we could do it. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience, and that you are 18 or older. If you're not 18 or older, don't come on up. Amir, thank you so much. Make sure you're dropping a follow if you enjoy moments like that. If you never want to miss a debate in the future, and if you want to support the stream, the Venmo's allegedly -Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both are in my bio. What's up, M. Mike? How's it going?
What's up? What's up, my man?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Yeah, and what religion?
I'm Christian, Orthodox.
Okay. What's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience? Cyber, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Venmo for God definitely knows what it's like to take 10 inches. Hail, Cyber. Hail, 666. Hail, Satan. I appreciate that, Cyber. Thank you so much.
So basically, one reason why I believe God is real is because we are intelligent creatures, and for us to come from absolutely nothing or chance, that is like numerically,
that's not where we came from. That's not where we came from. We didn't chance our way into existence. Humans came about via a process of natural selection. Natural selection selects for things like intelligence. It wasn't a coin flip whether we would be intelligent. It was helpful for our survival to be intelligent, so intelligence was selected for.
Okay, but in the vacuum of space, there is no chance for any life to live there, right?
Yeah, we evolved on the Earth.
How could life come from non-life? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, you don't want to do that one. Wait, so do you think that God is alive?
Of course.
Okay, so by what definition of life?
God is an infinite being, right?
So by what definition of life is God alive?
Alive?
Yeah.
Let's see. For him to think, for him to create.
Wait. I'm asking you, what's the definition of life that would include God? Because so for example, like plants don't think in like the sense that we probably mean it, but we would still say that they're alive.
But God is eternal. He's not dead. He can never die. So
yeah, what I'm asking you, what makes him alive? What definition of life makes him alive?
The opposite of not being alive, or the opposite of not being dead, is alive. So, and if God has never ceased to not exist, then he's always been alive. So
is a rock alive?
In a circle.
Is a rock alive?
No, because it has no soul.
Oh, so you think that what makes something alive is a soul?
I mean, no, not only that. I mean, everything that we see, like animals, organisms.
Yeah, what makes something alive? Because I'm not sure, because in my view, what makes something alive is if it's made up of cells, but God's not made up of cells, so that's weird. So I'm just not sure by what definition God would be considered alive.
I mean, God did live on earth with us as a human being. And
so what by what definition of life would God the Father, the creator of life, be alive?
By literally just look, it's hard to explain because as a human, right, our knowledge is limited because we go off what our predecessors have brought and what we are still bringing to the light today, right?
Yeah, wait, so do you have a definition that would include God as being alive? Because I just don't have a definition of life that would include God the Father as being under this. I'm just not sure in what way God the Father is alive.
Well, based on historical evidence that, the Bible, it has, like, Jesus was alive and he was God.
Do you think the Father is the Son?
It says in the Bible, if you have seen the Son, then you have seen the Father. So
you think the Father is the Son?
Well, I would think so.
Whoa, AG, thank you so much. That's awesome. That's so cool, AG. I appreciate that. That's blasphemy. You reject the Trinity then. So if you think that the Father is the Son, then that's just blasphemy, because the Trinity holds that the Father is not the Son, that they're different persons.
The Son says but literally, the Son says the Father and I are one. But
So then you just reject the Trinity, and that's fine.
Reject the Trinity. There's the Holy Spirit, the Father, the Son.
But you think they're all the same? That each of them is each other? That they're not three separate persons? You think that they're all the same person?
Oh yeah, that's what I would like to think.
Yeah, that's blasphemy. That's a rejection of the Trinity.
But for us to know of the Trinity, then we would have to know them like.
That's okay, and you can reject the Trinity. I would reject the Trinity if I were a Christian, because that shit is nonsense. But
look, for us to comprehend what is God and who is God, we would have to have knowledge of the infinite. Before even your own existence, right?
I'm not sure why I need knowledge of infinites. I'm just not really sure what that means even. Knowledge of which infinites?
I would say since the beginning of time.
I don't think time had a beginning.
How could that be then?
I just think that time's always existed, that it just stretches infinitely far into the past.
But you cannot grasp time.
What do you mean? I experience time. I experience that this moment is different from this moment, is different from this moment, is different from this moment. I experience time. We all do.
Of course, but how does this disprove God is not real?
Oh, I was just, because you were saying, you're talking about the beginning of time, and I was telling you I reject this presupposition. I don't think that time has a beginning. I think that it's always existed. But if you're interested in an argument for why God isn't real, I would just point you to all the natural evils that exist in the world.
Yeah, but most of them are committed by who? Us, right?
No. So whose fault is malaria?
That comes from disease.
Yeah, well, that doesn't come from disease. That is disease. So who caused malaria?
Well, it would come from animals such as mosquitoes.
Yeah, but where did it come from first?
Well,
because it's not like mosquitoes sat down in a lab and like manufactured the malaria.
Yeah, it just naturally occurred.
Yeah, and who made nature such that it would naturally occur?
God.
Oh, so then God made malaria. Why would God make malaria?
God didn't. I mean, maybe as a punishment.
Punishment for what?
I mean, the way we live.
It's existed for a lot longer than we have. We have a fossilized mosquito from 30 million years ago. That's way longer than humans have ever existed. It can't be a punishment for us if it existed so much longer, or so.
Well, maybe not specifically for us, but maybe it just always existed. And
why would God make it?
I mean, it might have just been the. I mean, I don't know. Like, we don't. Why would God give us 2 lungs? Why would God give us a heart? You know?
I don't believe that God did any of those things because I don't think He's real. But I mean, you could say that all those things are to like help us to survive or whatever. Whereas malaria is responsible for the unaliving of 1 out of every 2 humans who have ever lived.
Yeah, it's a part of life, though.
Why would God make that a part of life?
Well, it was actually our choice our predecessors' choice to eat from the knowledge of good and evil.
So how would you explain the fact that malaria existed 30 million years before humans did?
Well, I mean, I don't believe that the world existed 30 million years ago. I believe historically, if we use the Bible, the Earth has only been around for about 7,000 years.
Yeah, and scientifically, if we use if we use uranium lead dating, the Earth has been around for at least 4.5 billion. So why would I prefer a Bronze Age fairy tale to science? Marine, thank you so much for the $6 or for the $50 on Venmo. Hail, Marine! Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'll do it again. Hail, Marine! Thank you so much. Big W, Marine. I appreciate the heck out of that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's a lot of money. I do appreciate that so much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So I would say that even though science has come to prove existence of other things that, you know, we cannot see with our naked eye, like under a microscope, you can see organisms and such, and you can see atoms and all of this other stuff.
You can't see atoms.
You can't see atoms?
No, they're too small.
Okay. All right, but it doesn't disprove that there isn't a God.
But I'm just asking you, how would it make sense? So why would I ever believe a Bronze Age fairy tale over science when it comes to matters that science deals with, like how old the Earth is? Why would I ever accept that?
Even in science, you have, according to the timeline, you have BCE, you know, before Christ. And it's not just because of a fairy tale. He was a historical human being that performed.
What's the E stand for?
BCE. I forgot what the E stands.
Yeah, it's before Common Era.
But it also used to stand for before Christ.
That would just be BC, or that would just be BC. That wouldn't be BCE.
Yeah, I don't know why I said BCE, but
that's because BCE is the one that's more commonly used now.
Well, no, but before, pertaining to the historical events of the coming of the Christ, there was not only 5,000 Dead Sea Scrolls found recently, and there's many historical sites that come from that are mentioned in the Bible that could not have been found without the Bible in today's day, like monuments, artifacts.
Wait, which artifacts do you think have been found?
There was the fountain of healing that was found in No,
it wasn't. Huh?
It was not. It was called the fountain of healing, but it did not perform any healing. Okay.
So then they didn't find it then. I'm just not sure what you're talking about.
This is where Jesus healed the blind man.
Like source? I don't know. What's your source that this is a thing that was found? Just sounds made up.
It was on the History Channel. I have a bad memory.
The History Channel hasn't taught history in quite some time.
Okay, but pertaining to actual historical things like Jesus Christ, this proves that God is real, because how could so many religions?
I don't believe in any of these religions.
So you believe in nothing?
I don't believe in a religion. I believe in lots of things, just no religions.
Have you tried religion before?
Yeah, I was born Christian, but I don't believe in any religion. So do you have any evidence so what's your evidence that Jesus was God?
By performing miracles.
Yeah, and what's the evidence that these miracles actually happened?
I mean, we continue to see miracles today.
Oh, where?
Let's see. There's like well, probably not documented, because
Right. Yeah. There are miracles. You just left them in your other pants for sure.
There are miracles going on in the churches all around the world.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not documented for some reason.
Yeah. Right.
And I mean, look, you can literally watch a YouTube video of this street preacher who prays over this.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Who prays over this sick woman.
Yeah. So if we look at studies, yeehaw! Thank you so much, Amir. The studies indicate that prayer has literally no effect on people recovering from anything. There's no evidence that prayer is like good for recovery.
Well, I mean, I know this priest who had blood cancer, and he prayed and fasted for about 2 to 3 weeks, and he went back to the hospital, and they found no traces of the cancer. So
yeah, I'd love to see his medical records, but that just sounds like nonsense to me.
Okay, but it doesn't outrule that it's a possibility.
So you need to provide the evidence for that. That's the problem with personal experiences. I'm not going to accept this like insane claim, because if this actually happened, it would make front line. It would make like literally every news headline in the world that this recovery is completely and 100% miraculous, that he went from blood cancer, lots of blood cancer, to not a single trace of blood cancer. That would be incredible. So we would expect like multiple articles about it. You would expect like a book tour about it. You would expect this to be wheeled out every single time.
That's if the world wanted to just promote Jesus. Like the news doesn't promote Jesus.
So I have a question. Do you think God's perfect?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So does God always do the most perfect thing?
Yes, he is just.
Oh, so then that means that God actually doesn't answer prayers. So there's one of two things is true. Either the thing that's being requested in the prayer is the perfect thing to do, in which case he was already going to do it anyway, so the prayer is useless, or the thing in the prayer is not the perfect thing to do, so he ends up not doing it ever, which means the prayer is useless. So either way, if Jesus does, or if God does the thing or doesn't do the thing, under your view, the prayer would be useless.
No, the prayer is not useless in any way.
So which step of the logic do you reject?
I would say prayer, in fact, strengthens.
Which step of the logic that I just laid out for you do you reject, or were you not listening?
I couldn't understand.
Okay.
Whether
so one of two things is true.
Mm-hmm.
So God is always going to do the perfect thing. Mm-hmm. What you're praying for, let's say like healing the blood cancer, that's either already the perfect thing, which God was eternally already going to do, in which case there's no need to pray for it. The prayer is useless because God was already going to do it. No. Or it's not the perfect thing to do, in which case God's not going to do it because he only does the perfect thing, in which case the prayer is useless. So if he does the thing in the prayer is useless. If he doesn't do the thing in the prayer, then the prayer is useless.
Either way, if God decides to answer or not to answer your prayer, it is still by far perfect, his response, because he can say no.
Yeah, wait, but do you agree that that prayer is useless?
No, prayer is by far the most.
Then which step of my logic do you reject, or were you still not listening?
To say that prayer unanswered is imperfect and prayer answered is perfect.
That's not what I said. You were just not listening again.
And you're saying,
so if fixing blood cancer is the perfect thing to do, then God was already going to do it. There's no need for the prayer. If it's not the perfect thing to do, then God was never going to do it. No need for the prayer. Either way, there was no need for the prayer.
Okay, I feel like you're just running in circles about prayer and whether or not the prayer was. I can't understand your question.
It's not a question, it's a point. It's just that either way your prayer is useless. Either way there's no reason to have petitionary prayers.
Have you tried prayer before?
Yeah, but that doesn't, asking me if I've tried prayer isn't going to help you. You need to explain, because either way, praying isn't going to change what God was going to do, which means it's useless.
No, just because it doesn't change what God's going to do.
Then it's useless. If he was going to do the same thing before as he does after, then the prayer is useless.
No, the prayer allows you to speak to God and to ask him for whatever it is, for forgiveness, for healing, or just.
But if he was
for wisdom. It is more.
But no matter what the content of the prayer is, it's not actually going to change what he does. Either he was already going to do the thing in the prayer, in which case it's useless. There was no need to pray at all, or he doesn't do the thing in the prayer, in which case it's useless. You didn't need to pray at all. Either way, you didn't need to pray at all.
But first, you must ask of your heavenly Father to receive. As you ask somebody else to receive something.
So then God does things that are imperfect?
How is that imperfect? If you ask somebody of something, then you shall receive it, right?
Yeah, so because he presumably is already always going to do the most perfect thing that he could possibly do, which means that answering your prayers, he was either already going to do it, in which case there was no need to ask, or he was never going to do it, in which case there's no need to ask. Either way, the prayer is useless.
The reasons behind whether he answers your prayer or not are infinitely, just infinitely, by our means, we cannot fathom them. Okay?
I think you're confused. I'm not complaining about prayers not answered.
If every prayer of ours was answered,
you're confused. You're short circuiting. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You're going around in circles. Could you go over like another topic other than prayer, because prayer is not useless.
Okay.
God chooses to answer his prayers.
Yeah, that's fine. I think the point has already been made, but do you have, do you think the flood happened?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
I guess before, or I guess after the flood, maybe the waters receded so much that there was land that stretched all the way to Australia.
So you're saying that there was no oceans?
No. I said they receded enough.
Do you know where Australia is in relation to the Middle East?
Yeah, it's pretty far southwest or southeast.
So how would they have made that long trek there with no food?
I mean, this is all just by chance, where the kangaroos ended up. So
that's unlikely. It seems like they're quite suited for their environment. I don't think that the kangaroos are there based on a coin flip. I think that the kangaroos exist there because they evolved there. That's why you see so many other marsupials. You think it's just a random chance that all the marsupials, or most of the marsupials, ended up in Australia?
I mean, I don't know too much about evolution. I wouldn't say that that's not enough evidence to rule out the possibility of the flood. But
for me, it certainly is. We have no evidence that this happened. And in fact, like, that narrative doesn't even make sense. This is too long of a distance for them to travel with no food.
Well, kangaroos are herbivores, right?
I think it's a mix. I probably, they could be herbivores. That could be true.
But I mean, if the boat landed somewhere, we don't exactly know where the boat landed, do we?
Yeah, we do, because it literally says the mountain that it lands on.
Oh yeah. The trek from that point, I'm guessing it's around the Middle East.
Yeah.
So the trek from that point would consist of going towards India and then somehow making it to Australia. But
yeah, so the question is, how would they do that?
I don't know. I mean, God has mysterious ways before.
So the existence of kangaroos on Australia is wildly unpredicted in your worldview.
I mean, it's not. There's crazier stuff than just kangaroos.
So yeah, and all the stuff that's crazier isn't going to help you.
Okay. How is science going to help you when you, like, after you die? Where do you go after you die?
Nobody knows. We have no idea. Do you think that hell is a place that exists?
I believe so.
Yeah. Do you think that it's like eternal torture? Do you think it's like you're tortured forever?
It does say it is a lake of fire.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Do you think just punishment is proportional?
It is proportional.
Yeah. So, you agree that, like, in order for a punishment to be just, it must be proportional, that the amount of harm inflicted on the person being punished must be, like, similar in magnitude to the amount of harm that the person did by committing their crime. You agree with that?
Yeah.
So how is tortured forever proportional to, like, not believing in an imaginary friend?
I mean, it's not imaginary when you realize.
How is it proportional is the question. How are these things similar? How is torture forever similar to the harm of not believing in God?
So when you don't believe in God, then you also like, as a Christian, we're supposed to go and preach the gospel, right?
That's not an answer to my question. I'm asking you, how is torture forever magnitudinally similar to not believing in God? How are these things similar?
When you don't believe in God, then you deny the creator of you just deny the creator, right?
How is that similar to torture forever? Who is hurt in a magnitude which is similar to torture forever?
The torture forever was originally created for the angels, the fallen angels, right? So we were not meant to go with them. But since man took of the fruit of knowledge, then we were separated from God by sin. But Jesus came and redeemed us, right? So we now.
Wait, I'm not interested in the preaching. You're not answering the question.
I'm answering.
You're just not. You're giving me like this random lore and facts that I didn't ask for. I'm just asking. Do you think infinity is similar to a finite number? Do you think that these things are similar?
No.
Yeah. So then we would say that getting tortured forever is disproportionate to the crime of not believing in a God. That this is an unjust punishment.
But we are. I mean, there's nothing that can really save us or do anything to stop it. So.
Well, yeah. So then God's doing unjust punishments. So I have a question for you.
Unjust.
Wait, I need you to.
I would say if
Mike, I want you to think of the person that you love the most in this world. What would this person need to do for you to think that they deserve to be tortured forever?
Me?
Yeah, what would that person need to do for you to think that they deserve to be tortured forever?
I mean, I really don't. I don't think anybody could deserve torture forever, but
yep,
it's not my place, you know?
Me too. Amir, thank you so much. That's the good intuition. So then, intuitively, the fact that God would punish people with infinite torture means that he's unjust.
But in some way, it has to be just.
But it's obviously not. Infinite torture is not a just punishment for not believing because you don't have enough evidence.
I mean, if it wasn't so, like, say God saw this. This is why he said that the fallen angels would go to hell forever, because they would forever turn on God and consistently, kill his people and go to war with him forever, right? Would that not be a just punishment to stop them?
To torture forever? No. Of course not. Because the people who are being tortured forever are guilty of the crime of not believing in God. The crime of not believing in God is not in any way proportional or similar to torture forever. The punishment massively, infinitely even outweighs the crime.
I mean, punishment is punishment. That's
yeah, and some punishments are just and some are unjust. This is an example of an unjust punishment.
I mean, maybe in our eyes, but in God's eyes, it's just.
Okay, what do you think you need to do in order to get into heaven?
Believe in Jesus. Proclaim with your mouth that he is Lord. Believe with your heart. Repent. And
do you need to believe with like 100% of your heart, or if you believe in like 99% of your heart, if you're like pretty confident but you're not like absolutely certain?
I would say just believe as much as you can.
Yeah. Okay. So is there like a threshold of belief that at like a very specific point God says, okay, well, if you believe this much, then you get into heaven, and if you believe like anything less than that much, then you go to hell?
No.
Okay, then what's going to be the threshold cutoff?
The threshold is whether if you, well, say you believe, but you don't follow God.
Yeah. So how many acts in alignment with God do you need to do? Do you agree that there's like a specific like percentage of actions that you need to do in alignment with God in order to get into heaven?
Well, from what I've known, or what I've come to understand, is that you must walk with Christ throughout your life to go to heaven.
Yeah, so let's say that you didn't walk with Christ at first and then you started doing it. Would you get into heaven?
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. So that's the opposite of what you just said. So your criteria is inconsistent. Well, because you said it needed to be your entire life. But even if it's not your entire life, you still get in. So what's the criteria? It seems like you have just a completely unclear criteria.
No, I'm saying if you walk with Christ for the rest of your life, then like you would get in up until you die.
So what if you stop walking with him for like a period of your life and then come back to him? Then do you get in?
I mean, there's no way of knowing, because it says in the Bible that what was the verse? That something about what's it called? If you abuse repentance, then there might not be any more forgiveness for you.
Yeah, wait, but do you agree that there's like some cutoff point? So like you have to believe in him for like some amount of time?
No, you can believe it in him in like the last.
Oh, okay, wait. So to avoid abusing repentance, it sounds like what I should do is like repent on my deathbed, but never a single time before that, because that would be abusing repentance.
I mean,
then I would be satisfying the conditions of believing in him for the rest of my life.
I mean, that is possible.
Okay. Chill. Yeah, but so if you're in the religion and you turn away from it and then you come back to it, it's you could be fucked. But if you just repent on your deathbed, then you're all good after a lifetime of being an atheist.
I mean, at least you turn to God, and then that's all that matters.
Okay. Well, do you got anything else for me, or should I move on to the next guest?
No, you can move on.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming on up here.
Yeah.
Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends. If you are in that guest request box, make sure that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience. Yeehaw! Thank you so much. And that you're 18 or older. If you want to support the stream, the Venmo's allegedly-Ian and Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Make sure you're dropping a follow so you never miss a debate in the future. And if you want to join the community, as many already have, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. Only join if you're 18 or older. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Only join if you're 18 or older, but it is a great place. I know you want to join. Just go ahead and join. It's a lot of fun. Link in bio. It's also discord.gg/allegedlyian. Z, what's up? How's it going?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Doing well. How old are you?
I'm 18.
And what religion?
I'm a Christian.
Okay, so what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
Honestly, the existence of like objective morality.
Oh, I mean, I don't really believe in it. I think all morality is subjective, but especially yours, right? Because, so your morality comes from God, presumably, but is it good because God likes it, or does God like it because it's good?
Okay, let me ask you this, though.
I just asked you a question.
I know, but hold on. Let me respond with another question. So do you believe what the Germans were doing during the Holocaust was okay because they believed it was okay?
Certainly, I don't think that it was okay, but that's my subjective morality, of course. So I need you to answer my question and not pivot away. Is it good because God likes it, or does God like it because it's good?
No, it's good because it was instilled in the confines of the universe. The objective morals have been here since the beginning, and they will continue to be here till
So
the end.
you think that these morals could exist even without God, so that means they're not evidence for God?
No, I believe that God created the universe with said objective morals.
So
like I
did he
just
pick
said.
these morals because he liked these specific morals, or was there already like a different set of morals that existed outside of him
No,
that
God
he was
created
appealing
them.
to? Oh, okay. So then your morality is subjective because you think what's moral is whatever God says is moral. This
No.
is subjective morality. If you're off the app, I can't hear you. I don't know if you know that. You gotta come back onto the app. Return to the app right now. Okay. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older, that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, and that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience. Hey, what's up? How's it going? How old are you?
18.
And what religion?
I'm a Christian.
What year were you born?
Do what?
What year were you born?
2006.
Okay. What year did you graduate?
Do what?
Graduate? Okay. Addie, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, well, there it is. I think that's a really funny question because if it's like, well, I'm 18, what year did you graduate? This year. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Free? Free, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you? Okay. Can I go to the next one? On to the next one. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends, doing all that good stuff. Drop in a follow as well. Yeah. If you want to join the community, so you never miss a live in the future, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. We talk about politics, religion, philosophy. We do reading groups every Saturday. This Saturday, I'm just doing like a basic introduction to like philosophical terms because there's lots of confusion about that. But consider joining the community if you're 18 or older. What's up, Samuel? How's it going? Samuel?
Hello?
Hey, how old are you?
Hey, I'm 29.
And what religion?
I'm Christian.
Okay. What's your strongest argument for the existence of God, which does not involve personal experience?
Well, I just been listening to you over the past few days. You talked about you don't believe in God because of natural disasters. Why would God have natural? Why does why it doesn't mention anything about dinosaurs? My first thing I want to get on, the Bible does mention dinosaurs.
I didn't say that the Bible doesn't mention dinosaurs.
Okay,
That's
but I
not a
want to get
reason
on that
for not
topic.
believing.
I want to get on that topic. He says Dragon 5 or
Wait. You're not responding to anything that I'm saying. You can tell a wall this exact same information and it'll have the same
It says
effect.
dragon.
I've never said that the Bible doesn't talk about dinosaurs.
Okay, but I want to go over that information.
Wait, I'm
though,
not. It's not relevant. You got to talk about things that are relevant.
And it says Leviathan.
Wait, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Maybe 10 times in the Apocalypse, God says He's going to let Leviathan be released, which is a dragon-like, dinosaur-like creature. Also, God did talk about curses on this land of letting natural disasters happen. He said He cursed the land of Iraq for them to have war forever, and they're still fighting to this day.
Well, wait. So war forever.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's not a natural disaster.
No, let me rephrase that.
You're all over the place. Wait. Hold on. Let's just go one thing at a time.
Let me rephrase that. The great flood of Noah's Ark was a very nasty disaster. We're
going to a new one, a completely new one.
No. Because the first example I made was kind of bad. That's what I'm saying. God does talk about in the Bible. It does talk about natural disasters for lands that are
I don't
cursed.
Care what you need to. Why would God make natural disasters?
To punish some of the people who are doing wrong.
So you think natural disasters are good?
Actually, God talks about punishment for certain places on land.
So when you hear that a place got
that's what Noah's Ark. That's what Noah's Ark was.
Samuel.
When he gathered all.
Wait, Samuel.
Go ahead,
when a natural disaster happens, do you celebrate?
Well, it can be punishment, though, sir.
Yeah, but do you celebrate when a natural disaster happens?
No one said that you celebrate or not.
Yeah, but is it so? Do you think natural disasters are good?
A natural disaster doesn't mean that there isn't no God either.
But I'm asking you, do you think natural disasters are good?
It doesn't mean that there's not a God either. It talks about natural disasters in the Bible.
Wait, Samuel, you're all over the place. You can't answer basic questions.
But I'm telling you, though, that doesn't mean that there isn't a God either, though.
It does. And I can walk you through the argument that if God was real, we would expect nature to be perfect. Nature is not perfect. Therefore,
that's not
there is
true,
no
sir.
God. So which of these premises do you reject?
Was a punishment from
premise
God.
1 or premise 2? Do you reject premise 1 or premise 2? Or were you not listening?
What proof do you have that
wait, do you reject premise 1 or premise 2, or were you not listening?
No, I'm kind of lost on what you're talking about here.
Yeah, so premise 1, if God exists and is perfect, we would expect nature, his creation, to be perfect.
But it wasn't
nature
perfect in the Bible,
perfect.
though. When there was natural disasters in the Bible.
Which premise do you reject? 1 or 2?
So you saying premise 1 is why would God create
That's a question. That's not a premise.
Okay, so I guess it's premise 2.
I'm making the statement that if God exists and he's perfect, then we would expect nature to be perfect as well.
Because in the Bible it says that.
Do you agree with that or do you disagree with that?
I disagree because in the Bible,
okay, gotcha.
in the Bible,
so do you think
it says that?
Okay. Do you think God's perfect?
Says that. It says a lot of these natural disasters like storms and stuff was to make people to punish certain people.
Do you think God's perfect?
Do I think God is perfect? No, I don't.
Oh, you're going to super hell then. That's heresy. To say that God isn't perfect, that's heresy. So you would just reject all the Bible verses that say that God's perfect. So you think the Bible is wrong, to be clear?
Sir, there's stories in the Bible where
It says explicitly that God is perfect in the Bible.
But that depends on what your definition of perfect is, because in the Bible it even said it tells stories of a God telling a father to kill one of his sons because one of his sons were born evil. So I mean it clearly talks about,
phenomenal evidence against the Bible. Thank you.
so I mean it clearly talks about God being a very angry God at times. So what do you mean by perfect?
I mean, what the Bible means when it says that God's perfect.
It tells stories of God being very angry and doing.
So are you saying the Bible contradicts itself?
Unleashing anger and
so you're saying the Bible is contradictory?
punishment on
Thank you
people
so much, Mog. So the Bible contradicts itself.
Yeah, sure. There's stories of the Bible. Him telling stories of him releasing punishment through disasters and death upon people that are evil, so I don't understand what you mean by perfect.
Yeah, as Psalm 18:30 says, as for God, his way is perfect, the Lord's word is flawless, he shields all who take refuge. As Deuteronomy 32:4 says, he is the rock, his works are perfect, and all his ways are just. As 2 Samuel 22:31 says, God is perfect in word and deed. What is the 2 Samuel verse specifically? So you would just disagree with all of these verses?
Hello?
Yeah, so you would just disagree with all these Bible verses?
So I'm just asking, what is you planning on doing though? I mean, are you planning on hurting somebody or what?
The fuck? No? What kind of a question is that?
Spreading this evil. What is wrong with you, man? I mean, it seemed like you some type of shooter or something.
The fuck? What a wild thing to say. That's not very demure.
No proof that there isn't a God though, man.
Yeah, wait, you want to go back to the God conversation after saying...
I'm just asking,
are you going to go shoot up a school? But you want to go back to the God... How are you going to make the transition from the God topic to accusing me of being like a future school shooter, and now you want to go back to the God topic?
Man, that's all I want to ask, man. Every time I turn around, it's one of you white boys out here shooting somebody up, man.
I'm not binary, so we don't have much of a track record of doing that sort of thing. But
okay, I'm just wondering what is you doing? Like, why are you spreading these lies out here for other people to believe?
You haven't proven that any of these are lies.
No, I'm asking you though. You don't have no proof either, though.
I do have proof.
No, you do not.
I do.
You sit up here. You don't know what the hell is going. You don't know what the hell is after this life.
Wait, do you want the proof? Yeah, Joshua, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Hail Joshua. Hail 666. Hey, fuck. Hail Satan! I appreciate that, Joshua. I do have proof. Oh, we got a running Randy over here. Couldn't hack it, so needed to make these wild accusations and then run away. Got a wheeling Walter. Let's get some baby bottles in chat for our guest. But make sure you're dropping a follow as well if you never want to miss a debate in the future. If you're in that guest request box, make sure you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience, and that you're 18 or older. If you want to support the stream, the Venmo is allegedly -Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. With that, we'll go to the next guest. But make sure that if you are 18 or older and you want to join the community, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. I would love to see you there. We talk about politics, religion, philosophy. We are doing a book club every Saturday at 7 p.m. What's up? How's it going?
Yeah, I just got a question. Why are you only targeting Christians?
Well, I asked people what their religion is, but first I asked them what their age is. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2006.
What year did you graduate? That's okay. I accept your surrender. I guess it's not okay. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, what religion are you?
So I believe in. Hold on, let me turn on my camera. I believe in Christianity, bro.
Okay, so what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
So in the Quran and all the other like religions, so they all like have sort of connection like with Jesus.
Oh, I
And
don't believe in any of the other religions though, so I need just independent
yeah,
evidence.
so basically, but I'm speaking from like what I know, right?
Wait, I'm
So
sorry, wait, and how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in 2005. If you're gonna ask me,
Yep.
yeah, I was born in 2005.
Yeah. So do you have any evidence that involves like things that I actually believe in?
So what do you want to hear from me? What do you like?
Yeah,
So
so I like philosophical arguments, scientific facts, and like historical evidence. So if you have a philosophical argument, like a historical evidence or some compelling scientific facts that would suggest that God is real, I'd be really interested in hearing it.
So first of all, there really isn't scientific facts because like that wasn't up to date back then. Like none of that was even like a thing back then.
Yeah,
But
which like scientific facts that like God's real and that he made the universe.
okay. So well, here's something to think about. So everybody has like a fingerprint, right? But everybody's fingerprint is like super different from everybody else's. Like nobody has the same exact fingerprint. There's not one person in the world that has the same exact fingerprint as me.
Cool. Why does it mean God's real? Because to me that just seems like something that could come about perfectly
It
via
doesn't.
evolution.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. No, you're right. It doesn't. But like that's just like such a like weird thing to happen into like you know what I'm saying? And another thing that we didn't come from animals or whatever people say. I don't know what you believe.
We are animals. We didn't. I mean, we came from animals, but specifically, we are animals. We're unless of course you think that we're like plants or bacteria or fungi.
No. Okay, so when people say like we came from apes or gorillas or whatever they say, I don't think we do because like if we did, then like you'd be like half human, half apes driving cars and like.
Well, humans
they'd
are
be-
100% ape. I have a question for you about that, actually. So our second chromosome corresponds perfectly. It's like a perfect fusion of the 2A and 2B chromosome shared by all the other great apes. So if we don't share a common ancestor with great apes, why is one of our chromosomes a perfect fusion of of two chromosomes that they have? Why would that be the case?
Okay, that's a good question. But so why isn't there apes? So if we're such like them and we are them, how come we've never seen apes slash human? Like 50% ape, 50% people. How come
Humans are 100% ape.
How come that's like so? How come there's never been like people saying that we've never seen half human, half ape? How come we never seen that if we are apes?
We are 100% apes.
That didn't really answer my question though.
So I'm rejecting your question. There's no like 50% human, 50% ape, because
then
that's
how's
just
that?
100% ape.
So how we come from apes if there's not? Because you know how like when people come together, like if two like in one race and another race and they have a baby, and like if they have a baby with a different type of race, they're like their genes start to like split in half every single time. Therefore, we'd see like half apes, half human. Therefore, right?
So when you say ape, I think what you mean by this is like chimpanzee or gorilla or something like that.
Any of them. It could be in any.
Well, yeah. So ape is an umbrella term. Humans are great apes, for example. Great apes are orangutans, gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos. I think there's another one. I don't know if I said humans, but humans are also in there. So we're all great apes. We fall under the same umbrella category.
I think just because we have similar genetics, people call it underneath that, but I don't think that's that because if it wasn't that, then like I said before, they'd be like we look more like animals and not like our own. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't make any sense. It just doesn't.
I think we look quite similar to chimpanzees, all things considered. We look way more like chimpanzees than we look like, I don't know, like a fish. I don't know. I just think that in many ways we look like animals, that we look very much like the animals that we're closely related to, that there's like very clear similarities between humans and these animals. I mean, other animals don't look identical to their genetic relatives, but despite that fact, they still share the common ancestor. You haven't answered the chromosome question though, which is why is our second chromosome a perfect fusion if we don't share a common ancestor with them? Why would that be the case?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna reject your question because you rejected my question.
Oh, you need grounds to reject a question. So typically when you reject a question, it's because there's a presupposition in it that is not true, that you have like presupposed a premise. For example, if somebody asks you, like, have you stopped hitting your girlfriend? Your response, of course, would be, well, I don't hit my girlfriend. You would reject the question because there's like a presupposition that's baked into it. I'm rejecting this like presupposition that's baked into your question that we can be like 50% human and 50% ape. Insofar as humans are 100% ape, this thing just like couldn't exist. But I do need an answer to the question still, unless you have a reason to reject the presupposition. If you can test the science on it, I'd be happy to give you like a paper on it.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know too much about the science part, so.
Okay. Well, you can look into it. It's just called the second chromosome. Second human chromosome.
Yeah, I'll check it out. But so like that doesn't like, does that make sense to you? Like how we like have like people would say like, oh yeah, like back in the like our ancestors or whatever, they seem like mostly looking like apes or mostly like 30% ape, like 70% human. Like that, does that make sense to you, or that don't make sense to you?
No, so breaking it up by percentages doesn't make sense. Humans are 100% ape. You're just saying like, well, what if we were 70% ape and 30% ape? Shit, I guess we'd be 100% ape at that point.
So if we're 100% ape, how come like apes have never been able to like actually speak, even though people have tried? Like that doesn't make
because they
sense.
don't have like the brain and like throat parts for it. Basically, they don't have the larynx for it.
So we didn't come from them, is what you're saying?
No, we did. We just branched off from them.
Into what? From what?
From lots of different things. So I think there's like confusion here. We share a common ancestor with them.
Okay.
With all the other great apes, we have a common ancestor. We are great apes. That's what humans are. That's why our DNA is similar to them. That's why if you trace the fossil record, you can see clear paths of divergence where one species splits off from the branch and becomes its own species of great apes. There's just like an overwhelming amount of evidence.
So what's the evidence that makes us human? What made us into humans from animals, or
we are animals.
Yeah. So
what's distinct about humans?
Yeah, like what's the difference between like that doesn't
There's
really make
lots
any
of
sense.
general differences, but there's gonna be no difference that holds like universally. I can always give you like in general we're way smarter. In general we have like these like linguistic capabilities. In general we regularly walk like straight up, but of course that's not always true. There's exceptions to each and every one of those.
Yeah. So what animal had intercourse with an ape, gorilla, or whatever you want to call it, to make humans? Because that's the only way.
Homo erectus. So the thing that came before humans is called the Homo erectus. It looks very similar to humans, but it's like slightly different. It's different in like its teeth, and it's like a bit smaller than humans, basically.
All right, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't really know, bro.
Okay. Well, do you got anything else, or should I move on to the next guest?
That wraps it for me, man. That wraps it for me. But
Yeah,
before
appreciate
I go,
it.
I mean, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Ariel, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, dropping a follow as well if you never want to miss a debate in the future. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, and that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience for the existence of God, and that you're 18 or older. Other than that, the Cash App is allegedly, or it's the Venmo is allegedly -Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both are in my bio. I appreciate any and all support. You're all very kind. As we go to the next guest, if you're 18 or older, you want to join the community, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. You can go play bingo there. It's a great place. Hey, what's up? That background noise is annoying. Do you got anything?
What? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, how old are you?
34.
Yeah, and what religion?
Uh,
Okay, well, I accept your surrender. Folded like a chair, scrambled like an omelet, reformatted like a hard drive, get your ankles absolutely shattered, you will never debate again. Lights out, game over. Yeah, but keep on double tapping on that screen share. It's taken a while to find a guest. Little Sandy, appreciate it. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Jolly? How old are you?
I'm very poor.
Jolly? Okay. We'll go on to the next one. On to the next one. Oh, or the same one, perhaps.
this time it might work. Can you hear me this time?
Yeah, how old are you?
Same thing as last time. 34. Didn't change.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. But what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience? Cheech? Cheech?
How could,
Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How could he who could not lift or create the rock then not move it?
What?
Does it make sense? How could he who could not create the rock could not move or lift it?
Huh? Are you asking about the rock?
Are you not here?
So,
Can you hear me?
wait, so this only applies if you say that God exists outside of logic. If you don't think God exists outside of logic, then the rock argument doesn't apply. You can easily say, well, like God just can't move it, or you can say like, well, God just can't make it. Either one of those is fine.
Well, could he lift it or move it or think it or create it?
Well, I don't think God exists, but you have lots of options available to you to get out of the rock.
Can you grab a rock from outside and bring it in on your next slide for me?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Because you don't have one in your hand, I can't say that, oh, that marker in your hand is a rock. It wouldn't work because you don't have a rock.
Just whatever property you're going to ascribe to the rock, you can just ascribe to the marker.
No, that doesn't work like that. That's called nonsense, but that's not. Why would I say something that isn't? That's like
you're not saying that it's a rock, but if your point is that like, well, you can lift it up, you can lift the marker, then we can imagine like a marker that I couldn't lift.
No, but it has to be a rock. It can't be the piece of plastic. It has to be a physical rock, like a pebble.
You can just make the argument.
At that, like pick one out of the bottom of your shoe or something. Like
do you just want to make the argument? I'm confused.
Well, that's the point. Is you're confused. You never had an idea to begin with. You were always.
Is the point just like you want something natural? Do you want me to go grab a plant? I have plants.
No, why are you defining what I'm saying? A rock.
Mog, thank you so much for the subscription. You're just not saying anything. Welcome to the community.
A rock. You know, like a pebble or rock.
I'm so confused. Wait, well, what the fuck?
Put that in your hand, and then I can explain it.
What are we talking about? Can you just I'm not sure. I can imagine. Let's all imagine holding a rock together. Joshua, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App for Satan Loves Rocks. Hail, Joshua. Hail, 666. Hail, Satan. I appreciate it, Joshua. Thank you so much.
444. Can you
666.
No, 444. Can you walk through walls?
No, I mean, it's because is this one of those questions where it's like, well, yeah, you can if you knock a hole into it first.
No.
Yeah, if it's like a regular wall, then I can't walk through the wall.
Physically, you can't, but mentally, you can.
I can imagine walking through the wall.
And if you imagine it with a mind state of being meditation of a sort, you can make, therefore, the manipulation of time and travel to make your brain actually go there.
The fuck? What are you talking about?
Look at this patent.
That just sounds like jibber jabber to me. Are you there?
Yeah.
Will you cut out? What'd you say?
I would say I put that in the comment there. Maybe it cut out the comment I put in there, the patent number. You see?
Why would are you you patented?
Yeah.
Like time manipulation?
Yeah, I don't want no one stealing it. At least making money off of it, because people will. Just check it out. I mean, it's not like you say the physical. It's more of a.
What does this have to do with God?
Oh, it has a lot, because you're speaking in virtual tongues sometimes. It's not necessarily physical. Like I said, go get the rock. You haven't done that yet. You don't have a rock.
I'm not gonna leave my stream to go and get a rock. That's a silly request.
That's why I said the next time you come on stream, have a rock with you. Can you do it?
I'm not gonna do that. That's a silly request.
Okay, I don't think it is, but that's all right. That's
Mog. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We can imagine a rock. I'm just not sure what your point is. Let's get to the point. Let's get to the argument.
Yeah, sometimes you cut out. I ain't got all the best reception in the woods.
Okay. Well, do you got anything else for me?
No, there was something, but I forgot.
Okay, well, let's get you on out of there before you remember. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, dropping a follow as well. If you never want to miss a single debate in the future, make sure you're sharing it with your friends. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older, that you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran, and that you have an argument which does not involve personal experience. For the existence of God. If you don't have that, I'm not going to talk to you as we go to the very next guest. If you want to support the stream, the Venmo's allegedly -Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. Both of them are in my bio. Appreciate any and all support. And if you want to join the community, there's a link to the Discord in my bio. I would love to see you there. It's a lovely little place. We talk politics, religion, and philosophy. What's up, Jolly? How old are you?
Hello.
You are too young. Damn, Cheech wants back up. What's up? How's it going, Manu?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 23.
And what religion?
Christian.
Okay, what's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve personal experience?
All right. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not that scientifically educated. I'm going to be honest with you with that. So I'm just going to speak for what makes sense to me. And you could just say, and you could just put your opinion on it. So I see it like this, okay? Let's say you think about a fire. No. sorry. Okay, let's say it like this. If I verbally say something bad to you, and it hurts you, like for example, if I call you a bitch and you get offended, then how you interpreted it, like, caused a feeling inside of you, right? So that became real to you. And if I call somebody else a bitch and they don't care, like the word bitch doesn't mean anything to them, they won't become offended. And so how I see it is like this. Somebody who believes in God, just because they believe in God, let me give you another example. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Wait, can you just get to the point?
Okay, let me come to the point. Let's say somebody's Christian and another guy's an atheist, okay?
Is the point just that God is impactful for one person but not impactful for a different person?
No. Let me say it like this, okay? Let's say we're crossing the street, okay? You're crossing the street. At the left side of the walk field, somebody's an atheist. At the right side, somebody's a Christian. Let's say that both of them have a knife. The one who's an atheist, he stabs you, and the one who's a Christian doesn't stab you because he's a Christian. Does that mean God saved you?
You could say that perhaps one's belief in God is what saved you. The fact that somebody else believes God is real is the thing that saved you. But believing that something is real is very different from that thing actually being real. For example, a belief in Santa Claus causes lots of kids to behave properly, but I wouldn't really say that like Santa Claus caused them to behave properly. I would just say that their belief in Santa Claus caused them to behave that way. And that's fine. If somebody, if God is like the thin line that protects, that stops people from going out and unaliving and graping people, then I say go for it. Keep on believing in your God. But for those of us who are adults who don't want to inflict like massive violence on other people, there's just no need.
So the thought of God exists.
Yeah, lots of people have an idea of God that they think is real.
Then that means God is real.
Do you think Spider-Man is real?
He haven't emotionally saved somebody.
How do you know? How do you know that nobody's been... Or, okay, let's do Santa Claus. Do you think Santa Claus is real?
I haven't seen a book about Santa Claus throughout history. I haven't seen people talk about Santa Claus throughout history.
Oh, then we're making a different claim, because the claim that you made at first was just that if the idea of something exists, then that means that the actual thing itself exists. But that's not true. The idea of Santa Claus exists, but Santa Claus himself doesn't exist.
What makes it something a fact? What makes
what? If it exists in reality.
So, throughout the history, every religion, from every book, they say that God is real. I haven't heard the same thing about...
That's super untrue. Buddhists don't say that God is real. Lots of like original religions or like early religions, like animism, don't say that God is real. Mog, thank you so much. Appreciate that. People like the Greeks or the Hindus don't say that God is real. They say that gods are real.
So they believe in a spiritual being.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean that God is real. It just means that some people believe it.
It doesn't make sense totally, because if people believe in a spiritual being, then you can actually argue that God is real.
If people believe in Santa Claus, does that mean Santa Claus is real?
Santa Claus is not a spiritual being. There's no fact about
I mean,
Santa
he
Claus.
certainly operates based on magic. He's supernatural.
100%. But like you said before, what makes a fact a fact?
Just existing in reality. So what's your evidence that God exists in reality?
If I tell you that your pen is made of stone, you will say, no, it's not made of stone, right?
Yeah.
If you were in a room with 10 people, you don't know anything else, and all of us say that pen is a stone, you don't have no other fact, you will believe it's a stone, right?
If I have access to the pen, I'll say, no, it's not. Or maybe I'll say, it doesn't seem like that to me. Am I missing something?
And then all of us say, yeah, you're missing the point. It's a stone.
Yeah, but like I'd inquire, I'd be like, well, what about it as a stone? If it's my pen as it appears now, I'd say, no, it's not. My entire chat could spam, Ian, your pen is a stone, and I'd say, no, it's not. It's a marker. It's not a stone.
But let's say all of us agree that it's a stone. You don't agree that it's a stone. Then all of us, everybody you know says it's a stone, but you don't believe it's a stone. Would you say that a fact is caused by a lot of people believing in something?
No, of course not.
So how do you know that anything is true then?
So when the majority of the population believed that like the earth is flat, or that the sun, or that the earth, or yeah, that the sun orbits the earth, just because lots of people believed that definitely doesn't mean that that was true. That's just an appeal to majority fallacy.
Yeah.
That doesn't ground truth. What grounds truth for me is if something is in line with reality.
How do you know that it's in line with reality? Where did you get that fact from?
That's just going to be a fact about the external world. So we use words, and the words refer to like a very specific like object in the world, or maybe outside of the world. It could be like an idea in our head, or it could be like a physical object, like a chair. And I say, this chair is brown, and I'm pointing at that chair, so everyone knows what my conception is. They know the object that I'm referring to when I say this chair is the.
I thought I didn't hear.
So sorry about that.
No
yeah,
problem.
the object in front of me is like the chair, and I say, well, this chair is brown, and then if that chair is brown, then what I'm saying is true because it's in line with reality. And if it's not brown, then it's not true because it's not in line with reality.
But how do you know? How do you know that color is brown? Who told you that that color is brown?
That's just what I mean when I say the word.
Sorry. What did you say? I didn't hear that as far.
Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's just what I mean when I say that color is brown.
I hear you, but the thing is, just because you hear something from somebody, I think it's all about how you interpret stuff. I think that's why people argue in the first place. It's all about how you interpret stuff.
No, so words aren't true or false when you use them. Charles, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Venmo. Hail Charles, hail 666, hail Satan. I appreciate that, Charles. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's just not going to be the case, right? So when I use a word, when I say like chair, there's like a very specific idea in my head that I'm invoking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not like a difference of interpretation. What I'm saying is either going to be true or not true. If I point at something that is a chair and I say that's a chair, and it conforms to what I believe a chair to be, then that's a true statement. That's not like a matter of interpretation. That's true. If I say the sky is blue, and what I mean by blue is a color that's like approximately similar to the color of the sky, then that's true. That's a true statement that I'm making.
Based on what facts?
Based on what I'm meaning when I say blue. Words mean whatever you mean them to mean. Whatever you intend them to mean, that's what words mean.
So how is God not real then?
God's not real. Okay, so we're just pivoting all the way away from that. That's fine. God's not real because, in my mind, if God was real, he would be perfect. If God's perfect, he would make the world perfect. The world is not perfect because of things like a sun that gives us cancer and natural disasters. Therefore, I conclude that God's not real. Leah, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Hail, Leah. Hail, 666. Hail, Satan. Big W, Leah, in the comment section. And a happy Friday to you as well. Appreciate that.
Okay, so you don't believe in God based on what everything that happens in the world, and just because they say that God is perfect, then your interpretation of God is, okay, if he's perfect, then everything will be perfect, right?
Well, if he's perfect and everything he does is perfect, God made the world and all of the laws of physics, which means that we would expect the world and all the laws of physics to be perfect as well, but they're not perfect. The sun literally gives us cancer. Cancer is bad.
But
the world would be better if nobody had cancer.
100. I agree with you, but who says that everything is bad? Like, why is it bad? Of course,
because you agree that it would be better with no cancer, which means
100%.
that you agree
100%.
that it's not perfect.
100%, of course.
Yeah. So okay, let's just walk through this with the understanding that nature, as God made it, is not perfect.
Yeah.
So, do you think that God is perfect?
I can answer the question like this. I believe that the way God made the world, as bad as it is, that's how he wanted it to be. Because he wants us to have the free will, free minds to do what we want to do. That's why Jesus died. He died for our sins because we are not perfect. So we weren't meant to be perfect.
Wait, so why does that, at what part does the sun start giving us cancer? Whose free will is responsible for the sun giving us cancer?
See, I can go deeper with that, with diets and stuff. Like we're killing it. We're killing. Of course.
Wait. So skin cancer doesn't come. Rip Dean indeed. Welcome in everyone from Dean. So skin cancer doesn't come as a result of diet. It comes from
no, I mean like
the sun.
a lot of stuff. I mean like this. Okay, sure. Skin cancer come from the sun. Yes, of course. A lot of other stuff that kills us comes from our stuff that we created.
I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about none of that. And I understand the desire to expand this out to a lot of stuff I'm not talking about, because it's really hard to answer the thing that I am talking about. But I'm going to close the scope back in again to just the sun and just skin cancer. Why would God make the sun such that it gives it skin cancer?
Some fruits are poisonous. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Of course, it gives us skin cancer the same way as if we eat some plants, it kills us.
Yeah, why would that be the case?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter because God made it that way. Why would God make it that way?
Well, there's no light without dark.
So why couldn't we have all of the evil that exists just around us? Why do we need this like external evil that's based on no one's free will? Alex, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Hail, Alex. Hail, 666. Hail, Satan. I appreciate that. Big W, Alex, with an I instead of an E in the comment section.
As I said, there's no light without dark. The same way that a shark can kill us if we go near it, the same way as we kill some animals as well, there's no light without dark. That's just how God made the world.
So wait, is God light?
Huh?
Is God light?
Of course God is light, and he's the
light. So is there any darkness in God?
God is the light and the dark. He created all of it.
So wait. So when you say light and darkness, because this is like just purely metaphorical. So when you say light and darkness, do you mean good and evil?
Yes.
So you think that God is both good and evil?
No, God is good.
Oh, but he's good without evil.
But there's evil in the world.
But wait. So before God made the world, was it just good with no evil?
Yep.
Perfect. So then you can have good without evil.
You can, of course.
Perfect. Awesome. So then that's the opposite of the claim that you made earlier.
But if you read the Bible, you understand why there's dark.
That's just not true, though. Natural disasters, or we're doing natural disaster. Wait, which one were we doing? Oh, the sun giving us skin cancer. No, we have.
Yeah.
How would you explain the fact that dinosaurs had cancer too?
As I said, that's just how he made it.
So then it's not because of Adam and Eve. Cancer is not because of Adam and Eve.
No. Yin and yang. Yin and yang. The same way as in the perfect world, there was a poisonous apple that somebody ate with the first humans. It's the same way that we get cancer today. There's no light without dark.
Wait, but that's the exact opposite of what you just said, because I actually preempted that argument and you made it anyway for some reason. It seems like you're just not tracking. So I'll just give you exactly what I said earlier. We know that cancer didn't come from humans because cancer existed before humans. You have no explanation for how there was a dinosaur bone with cancer. Because it certainly didn't come from Adam and Eve eating from the tree of knowledge.
No, of course not. Of course not. The science part, I'm cutting it out. What I'm saying is
so just to be clear, in order to make sense of this, you have to cut out the science part.
No, what I mean is I can't explain the science part why there's cancer, but one thing that you and me can agree on is cancer is bad, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just
So why would God make it?
As I said, yin and yang. Yin and yang in the same way.
But that's not true, because you think God can be all good with no bad, which means we don't need bad in this world if God can be all good with no bad.
Then Jesus would have died for our sins, right?
Sure. Wait, I think Jesus could still die for our sins without cancer.
Wait, what?
We could have all these other evils, just not cancer. You could have the evil of like people like unaliving each other. You could have the evil of like robbery. Just no cancer.
Do you know what cancer feeds on?
Do we know what cancer feeds off of?
Okay, there's people that cured cancer.
That's
You
not
can look-
true.
That you can look up by yourself. But there's people that cured cancer. I know people personally that cured their cancer. There's some cancers.
Individual people have overcome it. Sure.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
but
yeah.
why would God make it in the first place? Mog, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Why did Jesus die for our sins?
He
Because
didn't.
Then why did Jesus die?
He was executed for causing too much trouble to the Romans.
Why did he say, forgive them? They don't know any better.
And where did he say that?
You haven't read the Bible, right?
Oh, so it's the Bible. So we read it in the Bible. Okay, perfect. What's your evidence that the Bible is true?
I would say it like this: if the thought of God can save people, then it's true for those individuals.
If the thought of Santa Claus can save people, then that means the Polar Express is real.
No, because then your argument becomes, I don't believe in God because there's no scientifically fact about God. Who wrote your?
Because there's no
scientific fact?
philosophical argument, historical evidence, or scientific fact.
Based on who? Who said that? And
Based on there not being any evidence.
then
All
how do you know-
the philosophical arguments are really bad. All the historical evidence is really bad. And science just doesn't point to God. The universe looks more or less exactly as we would expect it to look if God didn't exist.
based on how do you know that all of that fact? How do you know that? Who learned you about science in the first place? Who learned you about how to?
It's a gradual process of learning.
Nah. You had to be taught. It's not,
By
everybody
lots of
doesn't-
different people. I have two science degrees.
Thank you. You got 2 science degrees made by other people. So you had somebody else facts passed on to you.
Yes, correct. That's just how learning works.
Yes. So based on what they say to you, you don't believe in God. And based on what you learned.
No, I didn't
right?
believe in God based on philosophical grounds. It just so happens that the scientific grounds are also really bad for God.
But who said that the science stuff is real as well? Like
These are just science facts that I knew.
Yeah, you can go back and forth with it because what you have learned comes from another human. At the end of the day.
as does your Bible. It's just that your Bible can't be verified, whereas all of these science facts can.
Verified by who? Still humans.
Yeah, I can go out and verify that, for example, gravity is real because I can pick something up and then drop it.
Who told you that is gravity? That might be as well be a TV. If somebody told you that it was a TV.
So gravity is just the name we call for the force that pulls us downward. We can call it like blah 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 if we want. We just happen to call it
100%.
gravity.
Yes, yeah. So you have to you have to see it in the physical world to believe it. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I need to see it in like a peer-reviewed journal, typically, to take it seriously. Yeah.
Or in a physical world, or in a physical sense, do you mean?
Well, sometimes it depends. It depends on the truth. There's some things that I can't physically see. For example, like radiation exists even though I can't physically see it. There's tools of measuring radiation.
Mm-hmm. So what you're telling me, based on something that you've seen on paper coming to life in reality, that's facts for you?
Not really.
But that's what you're telling me.
Not really. So, I believe science, like the scientific facts that I've been taught, insofar as I just don't know. I have lots of evidence that all of this stuff is true. I just don't know why people would like lie about it. And also, science is the method that's responsible for the phones that we're talking on right now, for every modern luxury that we currently enjoy. That's all science.
And our beliefs.
Not really. I mean, your phone doesn't run on beliefs. Modern medicine doesn't run on beliefs.
No, of course not. Somebody had to believe that this phone could work, right? To create it.
Yeah, of course. There's beliefs in every worldview. My worldview is full of beliefs, but beliefs are not created equal. My beliefs are going to be based on evidence, whereas your beliefs are based on, it seems like they're not based on anything insofar as you can't provide any evidence for them.
if I tell you that somebody didn't stab me because he believes in Christ, and I go around and say, this man didn't stab me because he believes in Christ, and I believe in Christ because he didn't stab me, so my life got saved, then I have an emotional connection.
Yeah,
Through
an
that
emotional
statement.
connection to something doesn't make it true.
The same way as your science.
I don't have an emotional
I'm not,
connection
no,
to
no,
science.
I'm not saying that. No. I mean like this. The way you connected the dots that, okay, this is not true, is based on what you have interpreted from the scientific. Some people can have gone the same school as you, 100%, and they still believe in Christ, right?
Wait, is your argument, I just want to be clear, is your argument that you having your life saved because somebody didn't stab you because they believe in God, that leads you to believe in God in the same way that, and that's just like science because science leads me to believing in things? Is that the argument?
No. I'm so sorry. I'm not American, so my English is bad. I'm Swedish, so my explanation can be a little bit weird. So I have to explain it a little bit more.
So wait, in what way are belief systems similar?
What do you mean?
So all of my beliefs are going to be based on evidence, whereas all of your beliefs are based on nothing.
No. What makes something evidence though? Like, what makes
Cameron,
something...
thank you so much for the $6.66 on Venmo for emotional connection. Hail Cameron, hail 666, hail Satan, big W Cameron with a K in the comment section. Appreciate that. What makes something evidence? So evidence is just going to be something that indicates that one hypothesis is correct. It's just a piece of data about the world.
Okay. What makes data the perfect measurement?
What do you mean perfect measurement? I just don't know what that means.
Okay, like I said, what did I ask before? Like, why do you believe in evidence? Or what did I say? I'm sorry, my English is...
Yeah, you asked me like why is evidence like the perfect something, like the perfect measurement, or...
No, before that, I said that, why do you, like... What did I say before that? I'm so sorry, my English is bad, bro.
Evidence, I'm not really sure. I have no idea.
Okay, what I said, you said that you believe in evidence, right?
I think that evidence is important for considering your worldview. I'm not really sure what it means to believe in evidence.
Okay, sure about your worldview, evidence. So just because, so you have to see, so something you have to see in the physical world.
Not necessarily.
Why not?
Because there's other forms of evidence than things that I can see. For example, if I had like the little thing that beeps when there's radiation, I could have evidence that there's radiation in this certain spot, even though I can't physically see the radiation.
But you've seen something. You've seen something that says.
Well, in this case, I'd be hearing something.
So somebody that's schizophrenic, they can say that everything they say is true.
No, of course not, because I have no reason to think that any of my beliefs aren't in line with reality, and all of my beliefs correspond to each other. There's none of my beliefs that like contradict each other, which would lead me to believe that I have good justification for thinking that reality actually exists, whereas schizophrenic people are quite literally, like definitionally, they're hallucinating. Glum, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App for God is evil and deceitful. Hail Glum, hail 666, hail Satan. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Big W Glum in the comment section. You're muted. I don't know if you know that. You gotta unmute. Come off mute right now. Come on. Come off mute. Oh, I think his like phone died or whatever. Okay. Make sure you're double tapping on that screen, sharing it with your friends. If you're in that guest request box, make sure that you're 18 or older, you believe in the God of the Bible, Torah, or Quran. If you want to support the stream, the Venmo's allegedly-Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. What's up? How's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Yeah. And what religion are you?
I'm Christian. A spiritual Christian. I believe in God, but spiritually.
Do you believe in the Bible?
I do believe in the Bible.
Okay. What's your strongest argument for the existence of God that does not involve it's not involve personal experience?
Well, God created everything. Everything good.
Okay. So God exists because God created everything good?
Yes.
Okay. So I would say Zeus exists because Zeus created lightning bolts, and Poseidon exists because Poseidon created the tides.
Zeus
and
isn't a real god.
Apollo exists because he flies the chariot across.
Okay, well now you're going into like mythology. We're talking about
as are you.
God.
Yeah.
God created everything good.
Yeah, I don't believe that. That's your presupposition, not mine. You need to give evidence for that.
Do you believe in Satan, Lucifer?
No, I don't.
Well, you're saying Hail Satan 666. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's provocative, gets the people going.
Well, it doesn't really get me going because I do believe in God.
No, but I mean, I don't actually believe in it. No.
So you're just being provocative. You're just provoking people.
Yeah.
To say that.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like a little funny haha.
So when you say that God, what brings cancer and disease and all this stuff, God doesn't create those things. Those things are created.
So where does cancer come from?
That become the cancer, diseases come from evil, Satan, Lucifer creates those things.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Wait, so how does Satan creating evil correspond to the fact that the only people who get skin cancer are the people who are out in the sun?
Bring us away from God. That's his whole.
That's not an answer to the question.
That's his whole objective.
That's not an answer to the question.
His mission is to destroy what we're supposed to be.
That's not an answer to the question. I'll just ask the question again. So how does this theory explain all this data about how people get skin cancer, not from like evil, but from being out in the sun too long without proper protection?
Well, okay, so
how is that in line with the idea that cancer is from evil?
Over time, we as humans were destroying the atmosphere. So with all the pollution and everything, our atmosphere is it's going to be destroyed. It's already thinning as it is. The ozone layer is supposed to protect us. When the sun starts burning through that over time with all the pollution, obviously the sun is going to start doing things that it wasn't supposed to do when the beginning of time.
Oh, right? No, that's not true because we have instances of skin cancer from like ancient Egypt.
Well, I don't know about all that, but
do you want the evidence? I can just send it to you.
Sure, I'll take the evidence on that. But the ozone layer protects us, correct? Is that correct? We have this atmosphere that protects us from the sun. Not only that, the sun's probably way hotter than it was at the beginning of time.
Yeah, wait. So this is the article that I'm looking at is just when was skin cancer first discovered by gentlecure.com. It says the ancient Egyptians were able to recognize cancer as early as 1600 BCE.
Okay, so it's a disease, but that doesn't mean God created it.
Yeah, but it means that you can't explain this with the ozone. So wait, where does it come from, and why do people get skin cancer from staying out in the sun too long?
It comes from the dark. It comes from the dark. Genesis explains it. In Genesis 1, Genesis 3.
Oh, and what's the evidence that the Bible's true?
The Bible wasn't written by God. The Bible is prophecies and what they witnessed at the time.
But you're making claims about reality, so I'm asking you, what's the evidence that the Bible is true? Where can I find the evidence?
That it's not. Where's the evidence?
It's your burden to prove that it is. You're making the claim, you're appealing to it. I don't believe in the Bible, so if you want me to accept this argument, you would need to establish that the Bible is true.
I do believe that those are true events in the Bible.
Okay, so we can go through the evidence that it's not true. So let's start with Genesis, I guess. If the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
How did the kangaroos get to Australia? Well, there's the kangaroos. All right, that's kind of like the most ridiculous thing.
You're not going to have an answer for it.
I'm not going to have an answer for it. Well, the kangaroos, 55 million years ago, they originate
from apes or monkeys.
They originate in Australia, correct? That's where they're found. Well, there's evidence that from Australia they actually migrated to South America when it was one. one continent, supercontinent called Gondwana. Gondwana, I think is what it was called.
Pangea, and no. Kangaroos have existed for 26 million years.
That they crossed a land bridge.
Pangea split apart quite a bit later.
And also,
or quite a bit earlier.
Noah's Ark
wait, hold on, wait, don't pivot. Yeah, wait. Let's talk about the silly thing that you just said.
I'm asking you.
Wait, hold on.
What's fact?
Yeah, we just gotta discuss like the very silly thing that you just said. That's not fact.
Kangaroos are silly.
Yeah, kangaroos have existed for like 26 million years. Pangea split apart about like 100 billion years ago, I think, or no, not 100 billion, 100 million years. I think maybe 300 million. I don't know. Hundreds of millions. James, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Hail, James. Hail, 666. Hail, Satan. I appreciate it, James. Big W, James, in the comment section. Thank you.
There's no scientific evidence to put in specific order how the kangaroos remained in Australia over time. But there is evidence of Noah's Ark being discovered. And
wait. There is evidence. There's the fossil evidence of kangaroos existing in Australia and coming around about like 26 billion years ago.
But it is possible for them to migrate. It is possible for them to migrate from where Noah's Ark was discovered in the Middle East to Australia.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, all they would need to do is overcome the entire fucking sea that's between them.
It's possible. At the time, it was still...
How is it possible? Do you think the kangaroos just hopped across the sea?
Maybe 55 million years ago when they migrated, it was...
they didn't exist 55 million years ago.
Huh?
They didn't exist 55 million years ago.
Did. Kangaroos did too exist 55 million years ago. And also kangaroos, they can swim.
Not that distance they can. How long have kangaroos been on Earth? Kangaroos have, I'm sorry. It was, it is 25 to 15. The earliest recognized is 25 to 15 million years ago. And also, that's a huge problem for the flood story, insofar as the humans have only existed for around 200,000 years.
Okay, well, there's evidence that a flood happened, not just once, but multiple times.
But you can't explain how kangaroos got to Australia if the flood happened.
Then if the flood happened, then how did humans spread out over time?
It didn't.
The flood did happen.
Motherfucker, the flood did happen because it's got goddamn fossils that are eating.
Wait, if you want to tag out, I can just ask the other person the same question. If the flood happened, how did the kangaroos get to Australia?
Okay, so have you ever heard of Trey Smith?
Trey Smith? No.
Trey Smith.
Is Trey Smith going to give me the answer to the question?
He does lots of scientific studies about the flood and evolution. Do you believe we originated from apes?
We are currently apes.
We are not currently apes.
We are. I got bad news for you. Cyber, thank you so much for the $6.66 for kangaroo life preservers.
Share DNA.
Hail Cyber. Hail 666. Hail Satan. Big W Cyber in the comment section. I appreciate that.
We share some of the same DNA as apes, but our genetics have not crossed.
We fall under the umbrella category.
We are a separate species from apes. And
ape is an umbrella category. It's not a species.
Evolution shows that things get smaller and smaller over time.
That's not strictly true.
Neanderthals and giants were humans. They used to live for a lot longer than we do.
Okay, wait. Let's do a misinformation roundup with all the nonsense that you just said.
Misinformation. This is fact.
Yeah, wait. Let's go through one claim at a time because it's not factual, and I can provide you sources. I can provide you sources for every single one of my claims.
There's no
you're not going to be able to provide me a single source. Wait, hold on. Wait, we still got to go through the bad claims that you just made. First of all, evolution doesn't strictly make things smaller. We came from Homo erectus, and we're bigger than Homo erectus. Humans used to be smaller in the past, but we're getting bigger. Also, there was like giant ass insects, and also everything started off as a single cell organism. So of course it gets bigger.
Dinosaurs. Everything used to be a lot bigger. were getting smaller and smaller over time.
Yeah, it doesn't strictly say, but because it needed to get big in order to do
We're just a
that.
smaller version of giants. You know,
That's not, giants never existed. What's your evidence for
Well, then
that?
how do you explain the bones and stuff that they extract from
Didn't
the earth that are
happen.
a lot bigger than us?
Didn't happen.
It did happen.
Prove
Just like
it.
they find dinosaurs, fossils, and bones. And
Prove
everything.
it. Let's see the proof for it.
Look up Trey Smith. Look up Trey Smith.
Yeah, I'm looking up Trey Smith. How are we spelling the name? Is it
scientific documentaries where he explains evolution wasn't a real thing.
Am I looking at the offensive lineman Trey Smith?
No, not he's a philosopher. His name's Trey Smith. He's got lots of documentaries and stuff that he explains. He explains the Bible. He explains everything, how it exists. There's evidence that the flood happened.
I'm not. There's no. I'm not really finding Trey Smith. Is it?
How do you extract?
Wait! Don't just move on to another dubious claim. We're gonna stick with the claims that you've already made.
I'm not moving on.
Yeah, this person isn't a philosopher. I can't find anything about them.
Trey Smith, Trey Smith. He's not a football player. Type in Noah's Ark. Trey Smith. Hey, well, it's a long documentary. You'd have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, nothing comes up. There's like what comes up is like a 2014 movie.
No,
I'm not really seeing any credentials.
I can't leave the page, otherwise it'll shut the live. He's a philosopher. He explains everything.
He's not a philosopher.
Okay.
He seems like a filmmaker.
He's not.
His films include Nephilim, Origin of Genetic Evil, Nephilim, The Truth, Noah, The Journey Begins and Ends.
There you go. That's it right there.
This person has no credentials.
Yeah, he does.
What are his credentials?
He's a science. He's a philosopher.
Is he a philosopher or is he a scientist? Because I'm not finding any credentials.
He has a lot of evidence to back the flood.
So if I go into Google Scholar and I search for Trey Smith, is he gonna come up?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's see if he's done research onto this.
He's done a lot of research into it.
How can you explain fossils being dug up?
Trey Smith
That has dinosaurs in mid-eating their food fossilized.
Can you explain that? If the flood didn't happen, how are archaeologists pulling up evidence that these animals that were in the middle of eating, and they got an animal fossilized inside them?
Yeah, fossilization is a process that happens very quickly. You need to fall into very specific conditions. So if this happened and then a bunch of amber fell on you, or you fell into a swamp environment and you fossilized instantly, that would be the explanation for something like that. That's super easy for me to explain. So when I look up Trey Smith, maybe I need to do Trey Smith Noah's Ark.
That's what I said. If you look up Trey Smith,
we got nothing. We have absolutely nothing. This is not a professional. This person has never done research.
No, he's done research. You have
Prove
to
it.
watch
Wait, cite the research. Wait, I've been looking for it. It doesn't exist. Show me the research.
I've watched it. It's on YouTube. I've watched it.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Well, that's where I found it.
Gotcha. So he's done YouTube research.
Well, I don't know if he does YouTube research.
He doesn't do research. He has nothing published.
He has multiple documentaries, and he does documentaries on Chris Colen's prophecies. And there's a lot of stuff that the guy. It's good information. If you haven't, it's more than just saying that the Bible's not real or evolution. We came from.
So I got a question for you. I got an evolution question for you. So. Our second chromosome is a perfect fusion of the 2A and 2B chromosome shared by all the other great apes. If we don't share a common ancestor with the other great apes, then why is our second chromosome a perfect fusion of two of the chromosomes that they all have?
It's the same thing. We share the same type of DNA.
We don't share this with anybody else. Anybody else at all.
Never, not once crossed. Genetically have not crossed. We share DNA. They're similar. They're like a relative, just like a wolf to a dog.
So wait, you would say that? Okay,
tiger.
you'd say that we have a common ancestor with them.
No, I'm saying it's it's like a relative. It's like we're related. It's a related species, but we're
What
not.
do you wait? Related by
blend.
what? What in what way are we
didn't
related?
blend species. They didn't cross. To
In
form
what way are we related?
like a cat to a tiger. Or
Yeah.
a wolf
So
to
in
a
my mind,
coyote.
that's going to be
They have the same
related
type
in
of
that they
genetic,
share a
but
common
species don't cross.
ancestor. Related in that they share a common
Well,
ancestor.
if we're ancestors, then how come they're still around today and they haven't changed?
Because we have a common ancestor. It's not we didn't go from fucking gorillas to chimpanzees to humans. That's not
That's
the
what you're
progression.
saying.
That's not what I'm saying. Do you want to hear what I'm saying, or do you want to keep on?
how do we evolve
You're
from apes?
confused. I think we are still apes. You're still confused. So
No,
I'm not saying
I
that we
think
went
you're
from.
confused, dude.
What am I confused about? Give me because I can tell you very
You think that we
explicitly
came
what
from
your
apes.
misunderstanding is.
There's no evidence that humans evolved from apes.
Oh, well, of course there's no evidence that's not
We're
true. We
Homo
still are
sapiens.
apes. We
We're
still
totally
are
different
apes.
species than
We didn't
apes.
evolve past them. We're still apes.
No, we're not. We are Homo sapiens.
That's an easy fact that you can just Google.
We're Homo sapiens, human.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait. What do you think? What do you think the Homo stands for?
I don't know.
It means Homo sapien means thinking ape.
Oh, is that true? I don't know about that, but anyways, evolution over time is getting smaller.
That's not true.
Smaller.
We got
We're not getting
bigger from our last
We're not getting
chain.
bigger.
We got bigger from Homo erectus. The thing that came before us is Homo erectus. We're bigger than it.
Anyways, I don't know what that has to do with God being.
Yeah, you derailed here, and you
I
got
didn't derail.
like torn in half on every single point.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you did, because you said that we're getting smaller. I just gave you a clear
We are. It's
example.
fact. It's
And
fact.
then it's just radio silence.
No, Neanderthals lived longer than us. They were much bigger than us. And there was
Is that
another
true?
form
I have
of
no
human.
idea. I don't even know if that's true.
It is true.
Are Neanderthals
They used to live for a lot longer than us.
Neanderthals were generally shorter than modern humans.
I don't think so.
They were 12 to 14 centimeters shorter on average
They lived a lot longer
than
than we
post
did.
World War II Europeans.
Well, I don't know. I don't understand how you can believe in evil and all
Princess
this stuff.
Leia, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
But yet you know, how do you think we came about? Like what? We just appeared on this rock in the middle
Certainly
of space?
not. No, I think we came from evolution.
Well, what created evolution?
I think
Who
evolution is
created
just a
it?
statistical process.
It
The things
evolved.
that are good at surviving and reproducing are statistically likely to survive and reproduce. Where do you think
Where
we came
did it
from?
come from, though? Where did it come from?
It's just
How do you
it's
think
just
how
like
do you
basic
think all
logic
this
that the things which are
nature
good at
and
surviving and
everything that's
reproducing are
been
going to
created
survive
by
and
God?
reproduce.
How do you
Are
did it
you
disappear?
Are you asking where the first life form was?
No, I'm asking where it started. How did?
So
how
are you
did this
asking what the
universe-
first life form
everything in the
is?
universe- So at first, I don't.
Are you
think-
asking
I don't
wait,
think
are you
that
asking where
God
the
is a-
universe
I
came
don't
from?
think that God is a person or a mystical being. I think that God is a source of like energy that He created everything. It was like a spark that He did. We were created in His image. We're basically, our soul is like a ball of light and energy in His image.
Yeah, that's a really cool story. So I got a question for you. If God designed us, if we were intelligently designed, then why is so much of our DNA completely useless?
How is our DNA completely useless?
85% of it has no function.
Well, I don't know how to answer that.
Gotcha. So this is something that makes perfect sense under the evolutionary framework, where DNA mutates, but it makes literally no sense under your framework, where God said abracadabra. So this is a really strong piece of evidence that God didn't make humans. Because if God made humans, then our design would be perfect, but our design is not
so if you look
perfect.
at What I tried to say is we were made in his image. We weren't the soul, our soul is what was created. We're just a vessel. The human body is just a vessel.
Wait, so why is our vessel made so badly?
I don't know because God made it that way. I don't know.
Why would God make it so badly?
We're created in his image, and
is God also made badly? Why would God make so badly?
Powerful. We have the ability to create as he created.
But I'm asking you, why would God create so badly?
He didn't create. He created everything good. Evil came in to disrupt that process.
So imperfectly, rather. Why is the way that he quote designed our DNA is terrible? Much of our DNA is completely useless. Our DNA is like gratuitously inefficient.
I don't think it's terrible. I think we all.
So wait, do you think what's better? What's better? Do you think it would be better if 100% of our DNA had function, or if only 15% at most had function?
God made it that way. Look at the data on the internet. All of it, a lot of it's just useless. It's the same concept. Your concept is all useless.
Oh yeah, wait. So, but if it's a perfect God, then we would expect the design to be perfect. But the design is not perfect, therefore it can't be a perfect God.
Was perfect, but over time, with evil spreading through, originated from the dark side.
Oh, that's not true. Our genome is stabilized quite a bit.
Genesis
actually,
2 says that.
Yeah, it's not real. The book isn't real. This is all of you saying like, well, the book says otherwise. Yeah, exactly. It's wrong. The data says something different from what your book says.
Well, it's just your opinion. That's your opinion.
That's not just my opinion. That's a scientific fact that our genome is stabilized quite substantially.
How?
There's fewer mutations.
That
the key elements are pretty stable.
So you don't have evidence to say that it's not real, or to say it's not real. Just like,
easily, I do. Yeah, that's super easy. So we could go to like just Genesis, right? It says that that God made the sun after the earth. That's not true. The sun came first and then the earth.
Actually, Genesis says God saw what he had created, and behold, there it was.
What do you think my argument is, and how do you think that responds to it?
He said, "Let there be light," and there was.
What do you think my argument is, and how do you think that responds to it?
Your argument is God isn't real, but how is all this?
That's not the argument. Wait. What was that? What was the thing that I said about Genesis just now? Do you remember, or were you not listening?
No, I was kind of trying to.
Yeah, you weren't listening. I'll tell you again. So the evidence that the Bible isn't true is just going to come down to the fact that it's out of line with science. It says that the earth came first and then the sun. That's not true. The sun existed before the earth.
I don't think Genesis says that.
It does, because God makes the earth first and then he makes the sun.
Everything at once.
That's not true. He made it over 7 days.
Where does it say that?
In Genesis. What are you talking about? Like Genesis 1. What? Where does it say that?
I don't know. This is crazy.
Have you ever read the Bible?
I've read the Bible, but I don't read it all the time. That's what I'm saying.
Do you believe that God is real? Are you familiar with the concept that God made it over 7 days?
He has a.
Do you even know? Do you even know what the first 3 books of the Bible are?
Yes, I know what the first 3 books of the Bible are.
Yeah, what are they? Let's hear it. Are you Googling it?
I'm not Googling it.
Yeah, then just dome it. Are you pulling out the Bible? Oh my God, he's getting the Bible. You don't know.
I'm not pulling up the Bible.
Then say it.
The first 3 books of the Bible are Genesis.
We heard the page flip.
No, I'm looking through my own notebook here.
This is so sad.
Exodus. And Judges.
You don't know it. That's so sad.
I didn't say I didn't know it. What you're hearing right here is a notebook. This is a notebook.
You're a liar.
No, I had to write down my own points of what I was going to talk to you about. But you take the conversation and you twist it and you manipulate it to try be provocative.
You
even said it yourself. You do it to be provocative. Which is kind of like...
That's just a meme. Really. Dog, wait, me saying it's provocative, it gets the people going, that's just a meme. You not knowing the
No, I
first
know-
three
I know
books of the Bible, that's real
I
life.
just told you what that was.
That
what they were.
actually happened. You had to look it up.
So
You didn't know. You don't read the Bible.
yes, I do. I don't read it all the time. I've read it plenty.
I bet if we looked at the spine of that Bible, it would be pristine. It would be a
Bullshit.
mint condition Bible.
No, it wouldn't.
Can we get a spine check on the Bible?
What?
Yeah, let's see the spine of that Bible. Let's see it.
That's pretty worn, actually.
Yeah, you must have inherited it from someone else.
Nope. You really don't. How old are you?
I'm 23.
You're 23, so you got a lot to learn. And you're probably, like with prayer. I heard you like bashing some guy who believed in prayer and all that stuff earlier, right?
Athena, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Venmo. Hail Athena! Hail 666! Hail Satan! Big W Athena in the comment section. I appreciate
You
that,
have
Athena.
no evidence.
Cyber, thank you so much for the $6.66. Cyber wants to know what First Thomas 1:1 says.
Where's your evidence that God is?
Hail Cyber! Hail 666! Hail Satan! I appreciate that, Cyber. Cyber wants to know what First Thomas 1:1 says.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. I mean, I don't either. Let's see what it
I can't
says.
give you specific verses because there's a lot of them in the Bible. Where's your evidence? Like you say, you have all this. You have facts and evidence that God isn't real. Where's that evidence?
Yeah, I mean,
Because
I've already
science
gone
can't
through
even prove
it.
that. Science can't even prove that.
Yeah. Well, wait. So it's not it's a philosophical claim. Cyber, thank you so much for the $6.66. Apparently, it's not a real book. Hail Cyber, hail 666, hail Satan. Chops, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Hail Chops, hail 666, hail Satan. Big W Chops as well. Appreciate that.
Miracles can't happen through prayer.
Oh
I've
well,
seen it.
prayer can't do anything.
Prayer
Because
can.
do you think God's perfect?
I think God created everything perfect. No, I don't think God is perfect, but He's also, I don't know, man. This is just crazy. Yes, God's perfect.
Okay, so
created
does
everything
does God only do the perfect thing in each scenario?
No, He doesn't.
Oh, Chris, thank you so much for the $6.66 on Cash App for the wait. Martin, thanks so much for the $6.66 on Cash App. Hail Chris, hail 666, hail Satan, and hail Martin, hail 666, hail Satan. Big W for
that's your
Chris
God,
and for
isn't
Martin
it?
in the comment section. Appreciate that.
That's
Sorry,
your
what-
God, isn't it? You believe in
what?
Satan.
Oh no, I don't. I don't think.
Well, you're saying hail Satan.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's the same thing.
It gives the chatters a little chortle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 Have you ever let out like a little ha 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 after saying hail Satan?
No.
Oh, you should try it. It's good.
No.
You should try it. Do it right now.
Evil comes from a different place, not God. It's separate from God. God created everything good.
But do you think that God is perfect though? So you think God is perfect, but then not everything that God does is perfect.
I said there's judgment that happens, that takes place on certain things.
How can God be perfect if not everything that God does is perfect?
Because He made it that way. I don't know.
But so if He made it that way, then wouldn't everything that He does be perfect? How can He be a perfect God if He does imperfect things?
It's His creation.
That doesn't answer the question. How can He be a perfect God? How can He be a flawless God who does flawed things?
Well, we're made in His image. Nobody's perfect. So
That's not an answer to the question. Wait, do you think that God would be better if He only did perfect things?
I don't know. He created everything good.
Do you think God would be perfect? He would be better if He only did perfect things?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Look,
Your inability to answer a question directly is like crazy.
Well, no, because the question just doesn't make any sense
Because you said God's perfect, but not everything he does is perfect.
Because he has, it's like punishments, okay? So if you're going to murder somebody, you're obviously going to have to suffer the consequence, right? Judgment. His judgment is powerful, so whatever happens. I mean, it's consequences, basically.
So would God be better if he only did perfect things?
I don't know where you're going with that question.
I'm just asking, is it better to do
God is good. Get everything.
Is it better to do a perfect thing or an imperfect thing?
Well, I never said anything he's done isn't perfect.
You said that not everything he does is perfect.
No, I said I'm not sure where you're going with that question.
Everyone heard you say, and then subsequently defend you saying that not everything he does is perfect. If you want to walk that back, that's fine. Well, but that's what you said.
That's a kind of a catch-22 right there, because things that he does was probably carrying out a punishment for some consequences. Because I can't say that.
You can walk it back if you want. So do you think that everything that God does is perfect?
I think everything he does is according to his plan. Whatever that plan is.
Wait, so is his plan perfect?
Maybe not. Maybe it is. I don't know. He created it. He has a plan for everybody. Before we come here, there's a plan.
If God's plan was imperfect, could God himself be perfect?
Not everything's perfect, right?
Do you think God is perfect?
I think what he created was perfect.
You can't answer basic questions. All of these questions are every question that I've asked you is yes or no questions. These are all yes or no. Yes or no. Is God perfect?
I think he's perfect, and I think what he created was perfect. But evil has now come in.
Perfect. So God's perfect. So everything that God does, is it perfect? Yes or no?
Everything that he has created is perfect.
That's not the question. Everything that God does, is it perfect?
Everything he does is on the good side. It's on the light side.
That's not the question. Is everything that he does perfect?
So there's two sides here, because
yes, no, the sides are yes or no. Is your answer going to be yes or no?
Side of it that
you can't answer basic questions. This is pathetic. Yes or no?
Yes.
Perfect. So everything God does is perfect. Holy shit. But
how's that bullshit?
Because it's like pulling teeth. I feel like a dentist.
It comes in to disrupt
awesome.
His plan.
Okay, so everything that God does is perfect. Phenomenal.
Everything he does is perfect, and on the dark side of it is evil.
I didn't ask.
That is where the disease and all the death and all the murder and all that shit comes from, is from the evil side of it.
Wait, I'm sorry, who? Fucking asked. Let's go.
Evil is different, is separate from God.
With that concession, if everything that God does is perfect, if God always does the perfect thing, that's a problem. God can't answer prayers at that point, because
God does answer prayers. I've seen it.
Oh, but I'm telling you that can't be the case.
How?
Yeah, so either the thing that God does, he was already going to do because it was the perfect thing, or it's not the perfect thing, in which case he was never going to do it. So either God was already going to do the thing that you were praying for, or he was never going to do it.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah, so what's the scenario where it's not the perfect? So either it's the perfect thing, in which case he was already going to do it, or it's not the perfect thing, in which case he was never going to do it. Either way, the prayer is irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant. So we're not supposed to pray for things. We're not supposed to pray for things to be given to us.
But you said that you've seen prayers get answered.
No, prayers get answered, but I think there's the way you're talking prayer is like Are you talking like asking for things that, because we're supposed to pray for people, we're supposed to pray for change, we're supposed to pray for good.
Yeah, and does God change his mind about what he's going to do based on your prayers?
Well, I think that there's incidents that are caused by evil, or incidents are caused by evil that if you pray for, miracles do happen.
What question did I just ask you?
Takes place. Let's say a freak accident takes place.
Wait, what was the question that I asked you, and how do you think that answers it?
You're asking me if God was supposed to answer a prayer, but if it was already part of his plan.
You have no idea.
No,
the question again is just do our prayers change God's mind?
Maybe.
Oh, then God changes?
Yeah, it's possible.
Do you think God exists outside of time?
Sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
Prayer
is. I hope you're not talking. I hope she's not talking to the dog that way. Super fucked up. Terrible pet ownership.
Oh, whatever. He answers prayer. If it's okay. So let's say, do you have any kids?
No.
You don't have any kids. Okay, so here's an incident. Here's an example. My sister has a friend whose son was hit by a vehicle, a big truck. He was totally ran over and almost had no chance to live. But through prayer and the whole community, it was actually a national thing that went viral online. People were praying for him to get, to pull through. And because of that instance of almost losing his life, an 11-year-old boy pulled through, came out of his coma, and is still alive, and he's 19 today.
Yeah, it's that's a really cool story. Wait, so was healing the kid the perfect thing to do?
Well, yeah, I would say.
Oh, okay, wait, so if it's the perfect thing to do, then even if nobody prayed, would God have done it?
Who knows? I don't know.
Well, if it's the perfect thing to do, then the answer is yes, that even if nobody prayed for it, God still would have done it because it's the perfect thing to do.
Well, what if through prayer, he survived and he pulled through?
But I'm telling you that doesn't make sense.
It does make sense.
So if it's the perfect thing to do,
or through prayer,
if it's the perfect thing to do, then God was going to do it whether you pray or not. So the prayer is useless.
So let's say nobody prayed. Do you think he would have pulled through? Or do you think because through prayer it was answered and he's still alive today?
Yes, I do. Actually, yeah, I do. I do think that he would have pulled through because prayer has been proven scientifically to be ineffective when it comes to healing.
How?
There's studies on it.
How?
Yeah, so they got these people with the disease. They gave all of them the same treatment. They split them up into groups, but they prayed for they prayed for one of the groups, but didn't pray for the other group, and there was no difference.
Where's that study? I want to look that up myself.
Yeah, I can give you the study if you want. Yeah, but I gotta go grab it from a book. Give me just a second. Okay, so this book is Intercessory Prayer and Cardiovascular Disease Progression in a Coronary Care Unit Population, a randomized controlled trial by Aviles et al.
Oh, I don't know about that, man. All I know is, I guess your belief of we just appeared is different than my belief that we were created, by God.
Well, that's nice, but I mean, you can't really prove any of that, as we've seen.
You can't prove any of what you're saying either.
I can prove every part of what I'm saying.
How?
Which claim can I not prove?
The fact that God isn't real. You can't.
Yeah, I proved that pretty easily.
Well, I believe that one of these days we're going to see the wrath of God, and that's probably going to be in our lifetime, in my opinion. And you're probably going to be one of those that are on your knees and praying to God that you're.
AWOL, thanks so much for the subscription. Welcome to the community.
Judgment.
Well,
is,
we're probably going to see the
feared.
return of the flying spaghetti monster, and you're going to be one of those people piling spaghetti into your mouth, trying to make up for all of the transgressions against the flying spaghetti monster that you've done over the years.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't know, I'm done with this conversation, dude.
Okay. Well, appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming up. Hey, make sure you're dropping a follow if you never want to miss a single debate in the future. If you want to support the stream, the Venmo is allegedly-Ian, and the Cash App is just allegedly Ian. If you want to join the community, if you want to get cracked at philosophy, we're doing a reading group tomorrow night, but it's not, I'm just going to go over like basic philosophy terms tomorrow at 7 p.m. Because that was what was requested of me. That's going to be in my Discord. The link to the Discord's in my bio. Only join if you're 18 or older, but it's a great place. We talk politics, religion, and philosophy. Really, whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about. I try to answer questions there. I try to interact with people. It's always really cool to see people from my stream in the server and from my server in the stream. I do try to be pretty active in there. I love to hang out in like VC. I was in the VC last night. In fact, I'm there pretty frequently, but consider joining. Seriously, it's discord.gg/allegedly-Ian. I also notify you every time I go live. You'll never miss a live because you'll always be notified. Other than that, I'm ending stream. I love all of you, but I'm sending you over to Dean Get a Grip. We're going to go raid Dean. It's going to be a great raid. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a phenomenal raid. So let's go over there. Let's raid Dean. Love all of you. See all of you later. But seriously, join the Discord. It's a great space. Please consider joining the Discord. I love the Discord. You should consider joining the Discord. All right. Love all of y'all. Talk to y'all later.